Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Depression. Eshin. Let's go murder people. For justice! Next on the docket is Ebenezer Harding, also known as Hardban. This one's been testing this town's patience ever since he moved here. Low-down backshooters alleged to have killed 3 men in cold blood in the Mission Control ruins, and he returned here to sell their cargo. The nerve. Turns out, the alleged victims worked for Mr. Jonas Redford himself, which makes Mr. Redford the rightful owner of aforementioned cargo. Mr. Harding also incurred a fine for unlawful termination of the dead man's employment contracts, but when all was explained to him by one of the clerks, he and Miscreant not only refused to pay the fines, he refused to surrender the stolen goods. Without the rule of law, this town would be overrun by savages. It's time for you to send a strong message to Mr. Harding and any of his friends who might be skulking about that their kind isn't welcome here. Though unscrupulous and ill-mannered, Mr. Harding isn't entirely ignorant of the boons of civilization. He has several gizmos in his possession, including an energy shield. As I'm sure you're aware, I'm obliged by law to disclose all facts the case might come up during the trial. So he's shown up fully loaded. No, no person shall be deprived of life, law, or liberty without due process of the law. Alright, let's go make our case. With the Depression ship. Alright. Perfect. He goes, oh my god, Evans is at half health. That's perfect. Cripple him. Get right up on his face. What's that old saying? Depression is death, something like that. So, let's just kill this guy. How do you plead your case, sir? Oh, not guilty. Alright, you've been found guilty. But I pled not guilty. Yeah, life is pain, and then you die. The game. I'm your host, Pain. He has 1 health. Literally 1 health. There we go. And you go. Objection! No, we only deport if we're evil. We're here to kill people. So we get his energy shield. And a HUD, which we don't really need. I'm going to put that on our tank. There you go. Oh yeah, by the way, you remember that stupid thing we couldn't kill that at this point we probably never will? Well, I was looking it up. And for some reason I lost the link, so that's cool. Hang on. 4, I think, act. Hydroponics, here we go. Oh, where's this stupid thing? It actually said, in the walkthrough, I was glancing because I was curious what the hell that stupid thing had. And it flat out stated what the loot is off of that corpse if we kill the death thing. Oh no, we can kill it right now. It just requires a specific set. Here we go. So you need to have a specific helmet, which is a firefighter helmet. And you have to stay at a diagonal and just a couple other specific things. And he's just a colossal pain, basically. Either way, if you successfully defeat him, you get a Biolab gas mask, which is whatever. Scav arm guards, which we already have better of. Scavenger goggles, which is fine. Assault armor. Not actually sure what that is. Chopper, I'm pretty sure it's the weapon. pilot helmet, and diver leg armor. That's a hell of a haul, but that's still probably not worth that nonsense. Especially since we don't have a firefighter helmet, and we don't really have the ability to push through that. So, rather than try, let's go ahead. Heal up after that nonsense. There we go. Alright, let me hover over my stim packs. Okay. Staring at him. Staring. Okay. What am I hovering? Well done. Job tends to grind people down, but you're hardly breaking a sweat. Yeah, what's next on the docket? A gang of vile road agents calls themselves the Black Hand. These thugs make their living terrorizing traders passing through the factory. A group of regulators nabbed 3 of these miscreants looting dead bodies at the scene of the latest attack. Are these looters who were brought in actually members of this gang? Only guy knows for sure, even if they're just scavengers. Putting them on trial sent a strong message to the Black Hand. Is that the factory? There's not a name for it when you come from? He looks surprised. I'm talking about the industrial zone. Okay, hang on. Give me a sec. So... I see. Yeah, you have to go up to here to see it. Heals 7 HP instantly and regenerates 7 HP for 2 turns. Strength, Constitution, Dexterity, and Perception are reduced by 1 for the duration of the combat. Taking another stem increases the penalty. Jeez. Oh, hang on. Save. Okay, now let's do it. Let's make our case. Listen, Lenareth, we've got to dispense justice. We must add security to our new empire. Oh my gosh. That was half of my health in one shot. Okay. New plan. Getting into cover. Continue getting into cover. Get more into cover. Hide there. From my perspective, well, I was going to say like all the factions of this setting are evil, but actually they kind of are, so... But it's complicated, okay? So this is weird. So, like, it does actually say that their evasion is reduced. It doesn't say they are crippled. It just happens to say their evasion is reduced right there, which is kind of strange. And it does say that their accuracy is reduced, but again, it doesn't say what's doing it. We might lose this fight. Justice will indeed be served. Evans, I need you to carry me again. Because, like, we're gonna lose this fight, I think. It's over. I have the high ground. I mean, I think it's more like it's an absence of a positive in my case, Croatia. I do prefer proper HUD design. Like, for example, I could tell that this guy is debuffed and buffed, but it doesn't, like, I don't know. Maybe it's the color, the orange, because that doesn't exactly pop for me. Maybe, like, being able to hold down Alt would make buffs and debuffs pop up. I don't know. There's options here. Some games use symbols, some games use colors. Now, FF6, a SNES game, it just has an aura color around someone that indicates, hey, they have this buff or this debuff. Stuff like that. I don't know. Food for thought. I'm gonna keep hiding in the corner. Look, I need you guys to stop trying to live, okay? XCOM 2 did a good job with it, I'll give you that. DOS 2 did a fantastic job with it. We're still killing their stupid tank, I just realized that. Okay, whatever. Keep swinging. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. Oh my god, he has 1 health. Whatever. Shoot him! There we go. Okay, their tank's dead. Good loud. Let's go. I mean, I do like a good narrator, as Baldur's Gate 3 has proven. But do I think this game would be better with voice acting? Okay, let me walk that sentence back. Do I think every game ever made would be better with good voice acting? Yeah. That's kind of a across the board sort of a thing. Hiding in the corner. You know, I just realized I've been making Faith kill people. I'm sorry, Faith, I'm sorry. Well, that's why I mentioned, like, Disco Elysium kind of did that, too. Only certain stuff was voice acted. Although, inconsistent voice acting. Aim for the legs, Faith. Aim for the legs. Aim for the arms, Jed. Aim for the arms. Without your tank, you're all dead, aren't you? Jesus, those are some good shots. I've noticed there's also a general lack of sound design, too. For example, there's no sound effect when you level up, or when you gain, like, experience, or when you find loot, or anything, really. I'm altering the deal. Red and alter to the fun. But anyways, to repeat what I said off camera, one thing I've been noticing a lot is how much I prefer, when it comes to a game like this, just kind of shutting off my brain when it comes to the story completely. And just ignoring the story, top to bottom. And just focusing entirely on the gameplay aspect of things. And having done so, my enjoyment of the game has probably gone up quite a bit. So let's go for the legs. Aim for the legs, Jed! There we go. Take out those knees. He didn't need those anyways. He didn't need anything ever again. Oh no, story should absolutely be a main focus in this kind of a game. It's just too depressing for me to tolerate. That's really all that boils down to. Like, I kind of went for the jugular earlier of talking about the people being ground up into food, but no, this whole thing sucks. Everything is awful. Nothing will ever get better. The end. There is no hope. You might as well just go kill yourself. That kind of bothers me, you know. Just heal, because we took a pounding on that. Good lord. Just gonna heal everything for that. Thanks. Now, what kind of loot do we get out of that? Well, there's nothing wrong with this story. In fact, I don't think I've even thought of a story negative so far. So they have a Tommy gun, a scoped Betsy, a distortion field. Nice, nice. Looks like nothing really good, though. Yeah. So, nothing. Just a bunch of vendor food. After today, the Black Hand will think twice before attacking our traders. They've heard you loud and clear, Deputy. Ready for the to strike a blow for justice? The next perpetrator, Solomon Clayton, known in these parts as Ratcatcher. Solomon's a bounty hunter. He must be a good one since he made enough dosh to relocate to the Habitat last year. But our uptown friend returned a few weeks ago to sample our local end tabs, do some sightseeing, and murder one of our citizens in cold blood. Mr. Clayton claimed the job was a bounty issued by the Brotherhood. Now, there's a difference between helping decent folks settle a dispute and killing people for the Brotherhood. One's a legitimate business transaction, the other's murder most foul. Assassins aren't welcome here. I expect when this case is abdicated, people will understand that better. Yeah, let me go kill these people, because we don't tolerate assassins. So what's the problem with the Brotherhood? They're rotten bastards, down to the last man, woman, or whatever spawn hatches from their eggs. They'd rather live in this cargo hold and be free than bow to the Brotherhood and the other two cults out there. Protectors are still bleeding about their goddamn mission. I suppose nobody told them the mission ended when the mutiny destroyed half the ship. The Brotherhood's what the former mutineers called themselves after nobody wanted to call mutineer all their days. They say they want liberty for all, but really, just the liberty to tell folks what to do. And naturally, the church wants theirs last too. They don't have as many men on their side, but they do have Jesus. They can produce him once in a while, I might be convinced, but they haven't come through so far. Oh yeah. Somehow the accused got himself a couple of public defenders. It's a big case, and if the trial results in acquittal, they stand to make a name for themselves. I'm sorry, what's a public defender? Well, law guarantees the accused the best defense he can afford. Of course, you need a small fortune to attend services something like Carter or Winfield, but there are cheaper alternatives, such as your Garden Vardy low-down gunman looking to make a name for himself. Frostpunk never actually got this bad for me personally. But yeah, the fact that there's a Frostpunk 2 is by itself eyebrow-raising. Because several bits of the lore hinted, although did not state outright, that, yeah, everything's screwed and nothing's ever getting better in that setting. They never said it definitively, though. They know it's possible that things might get better. That's actually where I can go. Alright, so let's scooch back here, get into some cover. Ooh. Oh, wow, nice shot. Well, a healthy dose of headcanon, plus, as I mentioned earlier, the game didn't actually flat out state that the Earth was rotating away from its sun. So, you know, things might get better. It's possible. Stranger things have happened. So I'm already at half health, so I'm going to go hide in the corner again. I'm just useless for combat. And so is Faith, kinda. What's up, Zactaft? I love it. I hit a 22%, I missed a 71%. Trying to hit him and hit him. As usual, I'm going to pull down their tank. Ugh. X-Wings. I hate X-Wings. Actually pushed through my freaking shield. They're doing so much damage. Oh my god. I'm gonna actually have to walk away from this fight. Yeah, there goes Jed. My tank. Good lord. That. I mean, I'm legitimately not set up for combat. So that makes sense, right? The only one in my entire team who can do anything is my frickin' sniper back here. Oh, I'm dead. Faith is about to be dead. Well, you see, Darkrai, it's because the sequel trilogy was made by a bunch of monkeys. I'm only slightly kidding. If you ever research the behind the scenes of the sequel trilogy, it's actually kind of crazy just how rushed and thrown together that entire trilogy was. Like, it's honestly amazing those films are functional. Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna give up. Let's give up. Alright, so we walk away from it. Let's go, let's go. Moving on. Boop. Okay. You will not be able to do the courthouse. Cool, let's go. While exploring the armory, you discover... Hey, Chapter 2! You discovered a strange machine stored away for the future colony. Old Earth tech is always in high demand on the ship, and you suspect the right buyer for this Uncle Metal could set you up for life. The place to go for answers and a buyer for something this big is the Habitat, a multi-deck city in the middle of the ship. First, we gotta get through the factory. I mean, they're just other films, Lunarev. And that's, I say that facetiously, but that is actually legitimately the problem. Is they're approaching it like they would any other film. As if it was just the next film on the block and not a Star Wars film. It wasn't a big deal, right? And so they treated it like the next film on the block, and so they used the exact same strategies that they use for every other next film on the block. And we got the sequel trilogy. What's funny is each one of the three films has a completely separate but still the same type of problem, which is rushing the development. Episode 9 was a colossal disaster behind the scenes, which makes sense because the movie's terrible. I was going to write something down, and I can't remember what it was now. Let's see. Evo is amazing. Yep. Let's see. I was gonna write something down. It'll come. I don't know what you're talking about, Evo. Imagine what it looked like before the mutiny. Trains running back and forth, factories working non-stop. What do they produce in the factories? Everything the future colony will need. Basic tools, simple machines that can be repaired on the spot, and skill sets. On Proxima, someone who could build a crude power generator will be much more useful than someone who knows how to operate long-dead Earth-made machinery. More importantly, it kept the poor bastards occupied. Anything's better than wondering what we all did to deserve this hell. So our three options here. Evo, I'm going to make you choose. Okay. Maybe Earth is long gone, and we're the lucky ones. It's a necessary sacrifice. One day, our children, spelled wrong, will see Proxima and walk under an open sky once more. Or option 3. It's a test, brother. Once we prove we're worthy, our trials will be over, and the promised land will be delivered to us. Amen. See, you got me thinking, Evo. I like the idea of a sci-fi tactical game like this that's more positively inclined. But other than just making Star Trek XCOM, I'm struggling to wrap my head around. Do you have any ideas? Anybody have any ideas? Because that's, like, that thought sounds engaging at the same time. I don't know how to make it happen. Extant XCOM. Okay, valid. Well, yeah, exactly, Dakota. Like, if you're going to do... Star Trek would be better suited for something like FTL if you wanted to have ground troops. Like, honestly, literally, just have the ship-to-ship stuff be shipboarding actions, right? Or put person in slot to power up certain bit of tech or certain machine or whatever. And now, can't make a living on your ass all day. Still plenty of good salvage out there. Yeah, Jonas sent me to the Habitat. Habitat? What for? Long story. I told Jonas that Braxton was a snake. He should have listened sooner. You been to the Habitat? Once or twice. Don't stay there longer than I have to. Why? They're still fighting that war. I guess nobody told them it's over. What do you mean? What's a mutiny to you? Some crap that happened long ago, right? To the Protectors, it's a bunch of dirty mutineers hell-bent on destroying what's left of the ship. And to the Brotherhood, the Protectors are the ship authority. Never mind that, that's been dead for a century. See what I mean? So they're still fighting the war. I reckon Jonas will need all the help he can get, so I'll head there now. See you around, Faulkner. Yes, each zone actually has a new song. But near as I can tell, each zone has one song. Which makes sense. But, admittedly, I don't know. It's like hovering on the edge of a negative, because at least there's some variety and you don't have to spend too much time in an area. I don't know. I haven't chosen on that yet. We'll see how bad the Habitat is, because I have a feeling the Habitat's going to be a gigantic zone of spending hours and hours and hours there. First time? Haven't seen one of you before. Yeah. You're going to love the Habitat, man. It's one of the mega cities from the stories. Hard to go back to your old life seeing how you were meant to live. I heard it was half destroyed. Says who? Cargo rats in the pit have never been there? Sure, the Habitat took some damage during the mutiny, and maybe after it too, come to think of it, but it's still the grandest thing on this ship. A testament to our inability to get along, then? Ain't our fault! Ever heard of the tale of the Bible Tower? It's upon a time all good Christian folk gathered to build a mighty tower to the glory of God. The tower was meant to be a beacon for the faithful seen from any corner of the earth. The devil would have none of that. They were one people back then and worked together, so the devil started whispering in their ears. A word here, two there. Before you know it, everyone had their own idea of how it should be done. They squabbled and fought, and soon work was abandoned. Sound familiar? We're not ants. You being funny? Have as many ideas as you want as long as they affect nobody but yourself. When you start having ideas of what other people should be doing when trouble starts. Speaking of which, what the hell happened to the pit? Not enough containers for everyone? Yeah, Jonas and Braxton had different ideas on how to run the town. Town? Ah! You cargo rats are all the same. Nice guy. Think they'll ever stop fighting in the Habitat? Don't see how. It's not like they can shake hands and let bygones be bygones. They can't do much when one side believes in one thing and the other the exact opposite, you know? Maybe the ship authority had the right idea. Keep everyone in line until we arrive. How long have you been with the Keepers? From the beginning. We were at security at Mission Control. What's left of it anyway. Plenty of folk looking for easy money. Prospectors, gun thugs. You see, when a prospector develops a sudden urge to head back to town, he might as well be wearing a sign saying, I found something valuable. Please come and take it. If he travels alone, chances are 50-50 at best. He has a security crew. Might actually take it to town. It's delicate, ecosystem. The riches waiting the prospecting. They attract prospectors. The prospectors attract gangs. Gangs create demand for security. With me so far? Now what happens when the riches dry out? Well, it all falls apart. Prospectors move on. Then the bandits. Nobody wants to pay security. Around that time, growing trade between the pit and the Habitat started attracting all kinds of scum. Traders started hiring armed escorts, but an escort won't do you any good if you're taking fire from above. It has to be the other way around. When Stanton caught wind of it, he smelled opportunity. Streets paved with gold, he said. We lost a third of our men just to carve out a small foothold, which got us nowhere. So we left the rubble-choked ground level to the gangs and secured what's left of the rail overpass. Best you can figure out how. Cool. Yeah, question. Can I get off this frickin' stupid ship? Why would you want to get off this ship? Yeah. Let me just rob someone really quick here. Very important. Nothing super fancy. Sledgehammer. Hang on. Ugh. Old Stanley. Yes, excuse me, could you direct me to the nearest airlock, please? Yeah, they keep talking up the Oblivion R, and it's like... Is it real? I know if it's real, and it's the way it looked on camera, then it looks terrible. Like, I'm sorry, like, legitimately terrible. Like, some people misunderstood me, and that's my fault for not being fully communicative. The point I was trying to make the other day on camera when we were playing Andromeda was that Oblivion doesn't exactly look good, right? It's not a very good-looking game. And it still looks better than the frickin' remaster pictures they showed. No. Act. Yeah, we'll have to see what they actually change, Evo. That's what I'm thinking. Because, like, visuals, it's whatever. But what do they change? Like, what's alter? Hello? Oh, that's mine. Yeah, and now think about that, but with a bunch of rich, fat people in expensive suits telling you what to do, Linareth. And you've just gotten a glimpse into filmmaking. It really does, yeah. That's a good way to put it. Soft clay style. Look, if they don't bring back Wes Johnson, we riot, I'm just saying. I don't know how to turn her into something that's combat viable. And I'm not combat viable at all. It's just sneak in here. Oh, that is a treasure trove of stuff to steal. Alright. Let's go over here first. I'll take all their guns. Take the pulse grenade while we're at it. Well, one of the things, I've mentioned this before, the Hollywood film industry quite literally relies on constantly making new films. If at any point in time they stop making new films, the entire thing will fall apart inside of a month. That's not a joke. They need to always be producing a new film. If you ever wonder why some random-ass, terrible films get greenlit that you've never heard of. Like, hang on. Let me just make a point really quick here. Let me go pull up a thing here. Let me just look at what local films are playing right now in the theater. Actually, I had a film there. Let's do something. There it is. Alright, so, films that are playing right now. Here we go. Now, I'm just going to go down this list and see how many of these I actually recognize. Not even, like, know what they are, just straight up recognize. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. 2 of 14. 1/7 of the films currently in the theaters are films I actually recognize at all. If you're curious, that's Snow White, and the Minecraft film. And that's sort of my point, to be honest with you. Films are always being made. Films you never hear of, films that just kind of, hit the theaters and then go away, and usually don't make a profit. Because that's not the point. Welcome to Fort Stanton. You're here safe, so please enjoy your hospitality before continuing your journey. Sergeant Smiles here. Be your personal guide. How long's the journey? A few hours, maybe longer if you stop for sightseeing. Is it dangerous? Nothing to worry about. Our forts are unassailable. The Black Hand at Detroit City have learned the hard way. We hold the power, not them. Hey, you see that old train station in the distance? That's Detroit City. Every station was named after a great Terran city, but Detroit's the only one that's still standing, like a natural castle on a rock. And the Black Hand? They hold the other end of the factory. Well fortified, well supplied, otherwise we'd have forced them out by now. Wouldn't be surprised if the Brotherhood's backing them. Rotten bastards. Alright, I'll take you away from their base, so you don't have to worry about them. Let's do it. Yes, Linareth, more or less literally. So you've heard of Hollywood accounting, but not a lot of people understand just how scummy Hollywood accounting actually is. Let me give you one example, literally just one example of how Hollywood accounting works. Alright, Linareth, we need to make a movie, and you're starring in this movie. And you're probably thinking, hang on, first, I don't want to get too much into this, but you ever wonder why some of the big-name stars make way too much money for acting in films? Okay, so I'm offering you a few bajillion $1 million in order to act in this film, okay, Linareth? Here's the thing. We don't have the budget to make this film. In fact, we don't have the money to make this film. It's going to be too expensive. So, no problem. We've got an idea. What you will do is you will make a shell company, Linareth, and you will put part of the paycheck, which has already been given to you up front, into a loan at extremely high interest rate to the actual studio to pay for the film. So you have effectively just bankrolled the film in terms of real money. Congratulations, the film is made, and nothing about the success of the film matters because now you suddenly have a loan. That is to say, a loan that is owed to you from the studio at a very high interest rate. So the studio really needs to pay that sucker back. No problem. We'll go ahead and set up another film whose purpose is to go in and try to pull some money in order to get the interest rates pushed back down, in order to then pay you that off. But in order to get that other film made, well, they don't have the money on hand to make that other film. But good news, someone's willing to give them a loan. The idea, Linareth. I don't have any hard proof of this, but I have believed for over 10 years at this point that at least a percentage or a portion of the inflation in the United States is specifically driven by how much Hollywood invents money thanks to its own loans and money laundering. I have called Hollywood incestuous many times in my life. That's kind of what I mean. A lot of the money in Hollywood just stays in Hollywood, right? Like, obviously, little bits and pieces bleed out, and little bits and pieces bleed in, but for the most part, you loan money to them, they give money to you, which gives money to them, which loans money to them, which loans money to them, and it just kind of circles, right? In huge quantities. Well, you don't have to, Linareth, and plenty of actors do make plenty of money, but you ever see those stories about how actors are just suddenly going bankrupt or have to foreclose on their houses or whatever? They don't make that much real money, is the way I want to phrase that. Obviously, actors are still well off. I'm not trying to say that they don't make plenty of money. What I'm trying to say is that the money that they say they make isn't usually the money that actually ends up in their bank accounts. But very, very simply. Another run, be safe out there. How's it looking? All quiet, but you know how it is. Expecting an attack. Always. If they could, the Black Hand of Detroit City would wipe everyone else out in a heartbeat. So we guard every inch of the road. They hate you that much? Bartholomew wants our business, Dumont wants the factory. Oh, there's probably literal incest, too, because this is Hollywood. Game? Game? Hello, Mr. Floyd. 2 hostiles try to climb the walls over there. Thought I wouldn't spot him in the darkness. He taps his night vision goggles. 3rd attack this week. If this continues, we'll start running out of ammo. We'll start making our own. All the machines lying around. So, I would rather not fight my way through. In fact, we need to get to the point where we stop fighting at all. So let's do that. Oh yeah, that's Larian for you, Mr. Floyd. I was just curious what's behind the door. There's a supply depot and it's locked for a reason. If we're attacked, we won't run out of ammo or medkits. Anything to trade? Supplies aren't for sale. Surely you could part with something. Ah, fine. Have 1,000 money for energy cells. I don't know. How valuable are energy cells? Yeah, let's undo that. I don't want to do that. Change my mind. So, the obvious answer is that money types infest and corrupt everything they touch, Lunarid. But the slightly more specific answer is creative types, people like you and me, to be quite frank, are very easy to take advantage of because we want to sing, we want to act, we want to write. So, we tend to be a little bit more willing to put up... Yeah, we care, exactly. We tend to be a little bit more willing to put up with bullcrap in order to get the end result we want. There's actually plenty of people in Hollywood who are legitimately creative, engaging people who, you know, want to make films and have made really good films over the years. So, business types who want to make money are like, ooh. Requisition conscripting 10 workers into the dwindling security forces. 9 training authorization codes redeemed. That's what I want. Let's get another trading code. Aw. Oh. Okay. This way? The other way. Thanks for going this way. I can't wait to be ambushed, because you know that's what's going to happen here. The automated machines are still running, but for how long? The maintenance corridor looks like a giant radiator, steam coming from overheated machinery deep below. Hang on, let's go rob these people really quick. Well, I've already failed that one, Colgrim. Because I have 1 implant on. I haven't lied again. I've told you many times. I know you told me, but we're short of men after the last breach. Don't you worry. I'll be back before you know it. Let's find that door. Detroit territory. Bastards are shooting at us daily for sport, but as long as there's a wall, there's a lock hand in. The old admin building at the other end of the factory. They don't bother us much, probably because the Brotherhood tells them to sit tight. Yeah, the Brotherhood's backing them bastards up. Get a foot in the door, if you know what I mean. Ugh, frickin' Brotherhood, they're so terrible. Let me just rob you here really quick. There we go. Ow. Detroit City. Let's not deal with that. Well, see, I don't actually agree with that, Darkrai, but for a very specific reason. So allow me to be very specific with my terminology. I think that creative types need to be reined in by management types. Not money people. Managers. People who actually understand how to run and function in a project, right? Can we come up with a new word for that? Because when I say managers, what everyone thinks is, oh, you mean assholes in suits. No, people who can manage project leads, maybe? We'll go with project leads. What creative types need is project leads, because it's really, really rare that a creative type is actually good at running a project, too. So suddenly a shot rings out, and one of the keepers goes down. He isn't dead, but he will be soon unless the wound is treated. But, sir, someone has to neutralize the sniper. Can't they good with rifles? Damn. Well, let's treat the keeper. Remove the bullet without causing additional damage. Stitch the wound. Interesting, Bregman. What's it about? Humongous ore extractor assembly before the mutiny, back when the factory still served a purpose. Back when there was still hope. Game? I'm already trying to ignore the story as hard as possible. Don't do this to me. I mean, there are occasionally creative types who are very good at project lead as well. Since we were talking Hollywood, I'll mention Spielberg as a good example of that. Dude knows how to run a project, dude knows how to run circles around money people, and he's a really good director, and an okay writer. One moment, please. You know, truthfully, I don't know much about Spielberg as the individual. I only know him on the professional side. Smiles, kicks the door open, shouting greetings that can be easily mistaken for insults, and stops abruptly. The place is a slaughterhouse, nothing but dead bodies strewn around the room. Crap, back to Stanton, now! So, we can run like the wind to Fort Stanton, and leaving Smiles to her fate, or stay and fight and probably die. Exactly, Geludo. I'm going to keep using that project lead, because it doesn't have the negative bias that manager has attached to it. That's true, Darkrai. Spielberg has a big swinging dick in Hollywood. I mean, he's literally the reason Back to the Future got its shot in the arm. Just to name one example of him getting involved in things. I'll go ahead and try and fight. Oh my god. We are dead. We are so dead. Okay. Okay, we just saved. Well, that sounds nice, Bragwin, which means it must be the most horrifically depressing film in the history of the ever. Lucas had that kind of influence before the prequels happened. A lot of people forget that Lucas was actually very involved on the more technical side of Hollywood for, God, like 20 years. As I've pointed out a few times, Lucas was involved in a whole lot of films that he deliberately would try to keep his name out of so that people wouldn't associate it with him. Partially because, you know, he's a massive introvert who hates actually getting on the front stage, and partially because he was going through a severe depressive episode after his wife bailed on him, and the failures of Return of the Jedi. But yeah, anything you saw with ILM on it, which was a lot, by the way, he usually was physically there and physically helping with the process because he's good at that. He's always been good at the technical side of things. Okay, Smiles. Yeah, no, this is bad. Notice the door closed behind us, by the way. In fact, there's nowhere to go. The only cover is over there. I have something that costs 6 AP. Nope. Okay. Lucas is actually a decent guy, yeah. I actually do know about him off camera. He's cool. Their initiative is just gonna kill me before I can even move. Oh, right in the face. Okay. I think I moved too far. No, that should do it. Right there. No, Lucas... Something people like to bash Lucas, but I'll always give him credit for at least being a decent human being. I know that's a low bar, but it puts him way ahead of the pack when it comes to Hollywood. Compare Lucas to Roddenberry for a second, you know. Okay, so I'm on the verge of death. My final action here. I'm going to scooch over here. The most act? It's a most. Wow, they have a lot of optical resistance. Like a weirdly large amount of optical resistance. This flashbang might not do anything. Okay, can I get this without getting faith? Sorry, I don't actually understand the question, Act. Do you mind rephrasing? I think that'll hit Jed. That won't hit Jed. Okay, I think that's as optimal as I'm getting that right there. Oh, gotcha. So, like, who was I disappointed the most by being a horrible, horrible human being? I imagine a lot of people would say Neil Gaiman for that one. Jesus. Stim, because I'm on the verge of death. I'm gonna try to lock this guy down in melee. We've finished all the content at this point, Spartan. Yeah, Neil Gaiman was just, wow! Now, funnily enough, I was never a fan of his. That's not an I called it, it's just that doesn't hit me personally as much as a lot of people I know. I know a lot of people who are like, whoa. Vague overview thoughts. Probably the best zone WoW's ever had. Top to bottom. But I haven't quite answered you, Act. Let me think about that. Someone who it really bothered me to find out they were a terrible human being. Stuff I'd rather not say out loud, Darkrai, if that makes... if that gets it across. Yeah, feel free to Google it for more Ds. Okay, we managed to cripple him. That's good. And we go for an arms? No, let's get a snapshot in. Yeah. Oh well. Alright, Jed. I need you to help with this nonsense over here. Baby Bear, what are you doing? You know, honestly, I'm just going to pick Roddenberry act. Like, not just the fact that he's terrible, which he obviously is, but the severity to which he was terrible, and the amount of bullcrap he did to try and not only hide that, but pose himself as some kind of messianic figure. Like, for a while there, Roddenberry literally led his own cult, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to go with that. Let's aim for the legs. And arms. Yeah, I figured. Okay, he's dead. Exactly, as Miristar. Oh, that would have been amazing, Bragwin. It would have been glorious. Go and target that. And get out here and start tanking. Alright. Oh, wow. I mean, like I said, the Neil one, I know a lot of people really bugged by because a lot of people love his work. I mean, the amount of people I know who love Sandman alone is weirdly large. Oh, hey, I'm dead. I just noticed. Oh, yeah, his career's over, Saludo. Completely. He's not bouncing back from this. I thought about J.K. Rowling, but weirdly enough, I was never that big of a Harry Potter fan. Like, they were decent books, I guess, with absolutely terrible world building, but, you know, that's nothing new. Let's keep focusing. Well, oh, she's an evil person, and the worst part is, if I am right about her, it's for the dumbest possible reason. Yay! So, for those of you who've never heard me, for this, I've actually done a small character study on J.K. Rowling, and I don't even remember all of them, but there's like 4 or 5 things before the trans issue that she tried to champion in order to gain money. It was always the same type of thing. It was a big, hot-button topic, right? It was a big, controversial topic. It's like, hey, wah! And that failed to get her the attention she wanted, because none of those stuck. Again, the fact that you probably have not even heard of that is actually sort of making my point for me already. Yeah, she's screaming for attention, exactly. And it's like the worst possible reason to be evil. I mean, maybe that's not true. Maybe it'd be worse if she legitimately believed anything she says. But I don't think she believes a word she says. I think she's doing it for the attention. I think she's doing it because it's a con. Yeah, she's a grifter, exactly. She loves being in the spotlight, and she loves throwing her weight around, and she loves being all smug and smiling and championing and, you know, getting people crying her accolades and blah blah blah, and you get it. Let's see. Let's go for him, I think. It is also possible she has drunk her own Kool-Aid. For what purpose? Attention. Blue Fusion Volt. Validation. She has always liked being in the spotlight. That's not presumption. That's fact. She loves being in the spotlight. How does he have so little AP right now? Someone was surprised by how good a person they were. Exactly, Julito. Just really. You know, I'm kind of mentioned this earlier, but I'm gonna go with George Lucas. Dude is actually pretty legit by all accounts, and has been pretty legit for like his entire career. Like, for someone with that level of power and influence and in being that far deep into Hollywood, Lucas is weirdly cool. Like, Hollywood types tend to not be good people, as this whole discussion is proving. Why don't we go here for a second? Oh, we just covered that, Jay Palmer, so I'm not going to repeat myself. We switched from worst, and now we switched to best. Oh, God. Bruckenheimer? No, that's not right. I don't know. There's a guy. Oh, yeah, Chris Metzen. He's also, like, considering a lot of the frat boys in the office at old Blizzard, pretty much none of whom work there anymore. Metzen was the one chill guy. Which makes sense. He was the bro. Like, I talked about that. He's a bro in real life. He's the person who, you know, is the bro archetype, just in real life. You know what? Go ahead and pop that. And I've got the AP for at least try for a shot. Let's just try for a shot. Nope. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, who next? Oh, Jesus. Okay, activate a regen. Oh, I don't even remember his name. Heck. Let's go with an arms attack here. Oh, of course. Do another one? No. Yep, I'm down to 4 turns left. It's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna die. Okay, I'm gonna die. Okay, we're down to 3 guys. It's 4 against 3. We barely outnumber them, although they have more health than we do. And I just lost my major DPSer. Yeah, Yoshi P, he's cool too. I'll give you him. Oh, you know what? Person who had surprised me how much of a dick he was. Notch from Minecraft. Oh, it's totally fake, act. Have you seen the video? Holy crap. Yes, actually. It takes AP, so you can heal and then attack. It's AP. It's an action economy. It's not like D&D where you get 1 action and 1 sub-action, and that's your lot. Listen, he can't afford to pay taxes, okay? What the... Notch is an asshole. Sorry, I should be clear about this kind of thing. I don't know how much of an asshole he is as far as, like, actually horrible. Because, like, it's a gradient, right? You've got people like Roddenberry who are just straight-up rapists. And then you've got people like Brent Spiner who, he's just a dick. Notch is an asshole. And he's tried really hard to keep himself relevant afterwards and has failed miserably. He likes to give lots of money to charity. Screw it. Let's go for a headshot. Oh my god, lucky crit. Why what, Act? Oh, I don't know. Why did J.K. Rowling do the exact same thing? I don't know. This is funny because this was literally what we were talking about at dinner just last night. Is like at a certain point of wealth and power, why don't you just be like, yep, I'm gonna go retire. Y'all have fun, right? Because it's like X just said, you made it. You did it. You did the thing that nobody gets to do. You are the one in a million. Go enjoy it. No. Gotta ruin it. Idiots. Patrick Stewart's a weird case, because he's fine. He's kind of leaning towards the dick scale. I don't have ammunition. Fine. Like, he, understandably, admittedly, has a wee bit of an ego problem. And that's nothing new. Like, I know what you think. The Picard series. No, Patrick Stewart has always had a bit of an ego problem. A little bit of a trying to take control of productions problem. And a I know better than anyone else problem. Ian McKellen, by contrast, he's cool. Dude is one of the weirdest, humblest of the really, really good actors out there. Of the classic Shakespearean trained, whatever the theater company is, I can't remember the name of right now, group. Yeah, Christopher Lee, he was legit too. Robert Picardo's fine. He's a geek and he's cool. In fact, actually, Christopher Lee was probably one of the overall best of the Hollywood types, the really good, high-tier acting Hollywood types. Oh, I already hit his... There we go. Like, Christopher Lee, he was... Dude's probably as close to a real-life superhero as we're going to get anytime recently. That's not even a joke. We might actually pull out of this fight. Holy crap. We've been in this fight for like 30 minutes. Gates McFadden. I actually don't know much about Gates McFadden. Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it, Kraken Son. Christopher Lee was a PC. God damn it, he has 1 health! He has 1 health! Oh my god. There's a weirdly common thing in Hollywood. Okay, if I don't kill these guys this round, I'm going to permanently die. I need y'all to fall over, please. No, sorry. What I was trying to say is there's a weirdly common thing in Hollywood where people who are legitimately cool, decent people tend to be the people who play villains. It's really common. The example I always love to use for that is Peter Cushing, who is just the sweetest, nicest, help other people out, polite, decent man ever, and like he gave us the most evil person in Star Wars. Like, it's just wow. Okay, I have to kill him in one round. I don't think I can. This I don't think this is happening. And runner's dead. The end. Oh, absolutely, Jay Palmer. God damn it. I've seen the guy who plays Joffrey off camera. He's, oh, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, Jay Palmer. You win. I'll just let you win that argument, because I don't feel like going down that rabbit hole. I don't feel like doing another half an hour fight, so I'm just gonna get that fight this time. Actually, no, this game is a whole lot easier than Age of Decadence. Wait, what the hell did Jackie Chan do? Dialogue, go and grab that. Ugh. I mean, that's sufficient right there. The sniper's hiding on a maintenance scaffold. The bullet hits one of the support cables. The scaffold swings down, sending the sniper to the abyss below. Shoot the guy, and we're good. And we got a free sniper rifle this time. Is it any good? Ugh, AP cost 7. Yeah, speaking as someone who's basically been disowned by his parents and grandparents before while he was homeless, yeah, that kind of sucks. That's a small amount of suck, a little bit of suck. Okay, so oh my God, run! You left her to die. Yeah, we died instead of her in the past. Doesn't make it easier, does it? Nope. Oh, that was a half an hour of my life gone for nothing. She didn't make it. Fort Defiance is taken. Damn it! It's a fight they want. I have a favor to ask. Not that you have a choice now. We're gonna wipe the Black Hand out once and for all. If Detroit wants in on this action, they're more than welcome to join us. If not, tell them I'm not holding them responsible for an arrangement still stands. Okay. Okay, so I am now being sent to... We'll play it by ear. Because now he wants me to talk to the Detroit boys about wiping out the Black Hand. I guess so, Zach Taft. Why would it have an artificial sky as Miristar? That's ridiculous. Oh, I would go absolutely bonkers on this ship. I would lose my mind. See, I kind of wish I'd played as a murder hobo now. I don't know if we're at the point yet where the Murder Hobo could really start pile driving through combats, but, you know. Anyways, happy Easter. I think Dishonored 2 is better than Dishonored 1 in basically every way. So I'm a little biased on that one, Jay Palmer. In fact, I anticipate it will absolutely destroy Dishonored 1 in the golden number. I look forward to being proven wrong, because that's usually what happens. So that's 100% thermal vision. That needs to go on Evans. 100 thermal, just straight up. Who will I play? Yes. I don't know. I'm not sure I'd say Dishonored 2 has a worse story than Dishonored 1, so much as they both have generally disinteresting stories. But that's just me. Like, Dishonored 1 is ultimately just a revenge story. And Dishonored 2 is ultimately just a revenge story. Let's go and blow our rope, see what happens here. How dare you say that act? I'll plot my revenge against you! And so began the Lore Runner's epic quest to have revenge against Act and Huthor. No matter what the cost, Huthor would suffer for his transgressions, whatever they are. We'll invent some, I don't know. What's a good revenge story? Jeez. Hello. A cloaking field and a disruptor. Good revenge story. Good revenge story. Forget it, right? Why can't you... Oh, it's not a gadget. Never mind that. Put that on safe then. Princess Bride. I'll actually give you that. And I suppose I could see John Wick as well. But I have a different answer. I think I will actually go with Wrath of Khan. Like, Wrath of Khan is actually a very traditional revenge story. Khan seeks wrath. He seeks revenge, and it ruins him, which is exactly what a revenge story should be. So, yeah, Wrath of Khan. Okay, let's do this on me. Is that a cart? HP regen. HP regen? Oh my god. Can I name one that plays it straight? I mean, John Wick's the easy answer there. I should mention I've never seen John Wick, and I have no plans to. But that is probably the easy answer. I mean, I don't even know who that is, Lord Aramont, so... I mean, John Wick, by all accounts, was not a revenge is good story, per se. Since it's not like he got revenge and then sunshine and rainbows, you know. Let's see. Let's go with that. Yeah, it's just revenge. It's just... Rawr. Not that I blame him. I'm not a dog person. I still don't blame him. Oh, you mean Lotro Euro? Yeah, I can see that. I'm sure Mr. Red would agree, too. So let's do this on Jed. How are we looking, Jed? How's our stats looking? Is up to 6, crit is up to 6. Wish I could have gotten all this stuff before I had to do the death fight from hell, but whatever. But no, we can name a few decent revenge stories. There's a few. I will acquiesce to the point. I stand by my quote, though. Revenge is a sucker's game. I have not seen Source Code. I also didn't like Kill Bill, which is why I didn't comment on that one. And if we ever need food, I've got so... Food? Money. I've got so much crap to sell. I mean, a lot of old Western movies, like most of them, Lord Aramont. Also, like, the entire Lethal Weapon franchise and all the films that cropped up around that while we're on the subject. In fact, pretty much every action flick from the 80s, they got revenge and then happily ever after, was pretty much how those went. I didn't like Expendables 1. I did enjoy Expendables 2. I need you to let me through, please. Absolutely, Linnaeus. Here, watch this. Stab! Oh, man, I feel great. Oh, yeah. Whew. I mean, honestly, all I can say is, McBain! Some of you will get that. Oh, yeah. Watch Dogs 1 was a revenge story where afterwards he even gives a speech about how, I'm probably supposed to say how much, you know, life sucks now that I got revenge. But actually, I feel great. I can't wait to go become a vigilante and kill more people. And then he goes off and does that. So Stanton sent me on words with your boss. Stanton feeling heat, huh? That's a high and mighty now. Come on up, let's see what you have to say. We could just attack him right now. We could just attack him right now. That would be so suicidal. Stanton's about to attack the Black Hand. He invites you to join him. He invites us to fight and die like some lowly peasants to make him king of the factory? I think not. When the fight is over, the factory will have a new king. Do you think he'd fare better under Stanton or Black Hand? That's all you have to offer? Choose which asshole to take orders from? Better to choose whom to serve than make choice made for you. No, you're right about that. Alright, we'll fight on your side. But, I help Stan to take the Black Hand Stronghold. I keep it. That's why we split the factory 50-50 as partners. Fine. You help us take the Stronghold, you keep it. That was easy. Just, you know, move a muscle tiger from Stan. Interesting. Cain lives! Can't kill the Messiah. Oh yeah, I can just warp back, can't I? Tell you what, Spartan, I will give you $1. I will give you satisfaction. I talked to Bartholomew. He wants the Black Hand Stronghold. He's gonna hand it over, not have it. I did what I had to make him fight for you. The rest is up to you. He fell for it. Well, get ready. It's gonna be bloody. Maybe I can make it less bloody. Pay the Black Hand boys a visit. You sure? If something goes wrong, won't be able to get you in time. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Alright. If you die keeper. $1 for each billionaire? Here's $5. No, 3,000? I'd pay 3,000 to kill every billionaire on the planet. Boom. I won't even hesitate. Alright, let's save here. Not that I'm evil, obviously. I mean, a little evil. That'd be really funny, actually. He's a terrorist. Oh my god. He's talking about getting rid of the worst, least useful, most wasteful, largest problematic people on the planet. How dare he? The vampires and leeches that squat fat at the top of society. How dare he? Yeah, I'm with Evo. That's lawful good. Alright, badge. Message from Thomas Stanton. I'll be damned. Suppose we found God's attention, huh? Rat bastard sits up shop in our territory. Poaches our business. We get nothing. That's what he thought was going to happen anyways. He glances at the two men by his side. A slope-browed brute who looks like an ogre from a fairy tale, and a lanky fellow with a thin face and dark, black darting eyes. The big one's expression is utterly emotionless, rounding out a picture of a lumbering beast. Or is that merely a mask? The weasel's face is the opposite, live-streaming whatever notion happens to be skipping through his skull. A gunfighter who thinks his speed makes him better than the rest. Dumont needs him. Everyone else should fear him. A philosophy as simple as man itself. Okay. You know, I actually thought about that, Colgrim. I'm like, alright, listen. Here's the deal. You're poor now. Next month's rent is on you. Bye. Let them sort it out. So, I could go with sneaking. We are a stealth character. See, if that's actually true, Ludareth, then there's no point in anything and everybody should kill themselves, which, as usual, I don't agree with. The idea that there will always, like, be no point, that things will never get better, is not a very fun thought. I mean, if I wanted that kind of thought, I'd play Colony Ship. That's what I'm wondering to quit it. We just saved, so let's try this. Okay, so it looks like our entire party's here. What's a grocery store, Breglin? Oh no, I'm going to be standing up when I commit suicide. Just bam, right there, you know. So let's go ahead and unlock that. And yeah, we're now in the prison. Okay, so all of them... This looks like a stealth section. I'm not going to save. So let's do... You want something done right, you do it yourself. That is a lot of people to murder. That is so many murders. Oh my gosh. There we go. Murder, murder. By the way, murdering people actually raises your sneak when you murder them that way. Alright. Oh, that's a lot of people to murder. I want to murder Golgrim. I need their blood. Excuse me. Let's see. I mean, actually, an Assassin's Creed game like that. I mean, we've literally played a stealth-focused tactical game. It had an issue or two or three. Invisible Ink, by the way. But it was actually really good. Okay, so takedown takes 5 AP. So I'm gonna burn 4. No, I'm gonna get up here. Sneak. And end turn. How do I end turn? I mean, my goal here is to destroy the Black Hand, right? So, yeah, of course I'm going to do everything I can to kill every Black Hand we can. The goal is to push them off the board. I don't have a lot of guns, I don't have a lot of skulls. No, they're not religious nuts, they're just, you know, raiders. Marauders, you know. People who deserve to die, put very simply. And I am their executioner. So I know that sounds callous. I actually mean that sincerely. These people deserve to die. They really do. That's not a joke. These people are really horrific. All right. But I know what. See, what Lunarith would say here is, but they're all evil, Lore. You're right, Lunarith. I should kill literally everyone. Okay, so now I gotta go upstairs. Let's go open the door. Let's get back here. I think I'm willing to grab a mid-mission save. So the elevator was the hard thing. I don't know. First floor? Okay, second floor. Okay, third floor then. Come on, game. I'm on the third floor. Jesus Christ, fine. Fourth floor. That is an interesting question, Lunarith. There's an old saying, it's easy to be a saint in paradise. And some people say that cynically, but I actually think that's something to be aspired towards, you know? I know that sounds strange, but, like, you can't just make people be good. But if you make an environment in which there's no real incentive to be evil, right? So we probably want that control panel. So let's scooch our way. What's that? That's an elevator. Let's risk it. Yeah, exactly, Dakota. That's more or less exactly the point. Like, yeah, sure, it's nice to say you can resist temptation when tempted, but, you know, it's also nice to just not be in a position to be tempted to begin with. Alright, so I need... Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, so let's scooch over here. There we go. And we're gonna end turn. No one here. There's no one here. There's no one here. There we go. Shh. Shh. No more pain. No more pain where you are. Okay, what can we do here? Unlock the elevator. Sure. Blueprints, crisis management plans, reports, and authorizations. Alright, so... Oh, hey, check it out. So, okay. Each department was tasked with updating these plans based on new data trickling in from deep space drones. The latest transmissions indicated the proposed landing site was rich in copper and silver. If there was any iron, it was buried deep. A spectral analysis revealed the presence of an unknown element in the rock formations. The natives build their settlements around such formations, presumably to extract metals and other materials. Cool. I can't wait to kill all the natives and take their stuff. More and more workers are refusing to work. More instigators reported, rations reduced. If man will not work, he will not eat. Not surprisingly, men don't see it this way. Riots break out, resulting in... Their response to people doing peaceful protests was to reduce rations. Riots break out, resulting in 2 casualties and extensive damage. Riot control units are finally deployed. If the list of casualties is any indication, the workers put up quite a fight, but couldn't do much without real weapons. Authorization to change production schedules. Authorization to produce 5 new probes based on submitted specifications. Authorization to make modifications to the ore extractors. Authorization to install civilian-grade turrets in Chairman's office due to increasing threats. Let's check this out. Turret control. Video feed shows Dumont and his lieutenants planning the battle. Someone cleverly added Dumont's biometrics to the database, giving him full control over the turrets, including voice activation, which explains why he feels so invulnerable in his office. The turret's batteries are nearly depleted, but they have enough to fire anything at close range. Boop! Taking remote control proves impossible. You have to rebuild the server first. Overriding targeting restrictions is another dead end. However, restoring factory settings does the trick. Freed of the restrictions, the turret opened fire at anyone before anyone realizes what's happening. Very KOTOR 2 moment. So this is what I like about this game. I know that sounds weird. Combat's fine. Like, it's enjoyable. It's a decent turn-based tactical. I love what is effectively the choose-your-own-adventure stuff more. Where you can just go and be like really think about what just happened in lore, okay? So, we're being escorted across the factory. Oh my god, we're under attack. And we rush back because we couldn't fight the guys. We tried. We came close. So, you know, we rushed back. Like, oh my god, we're going. And it's like, okay, now that those murdering scum have killed plenty of our people, we need to go ahead and put them down once and for all. We're going to do an attack. Go and fight Detroit. And we're like, okay, we'll invite Detroit. So we go, we invite Detroit. We come back, and they're like, all right, you going to join us at the front line? I'm like, nah, I got another idea. We walk up to the front door of the enemy stronghold, piss off the guy in charge just enough to be thrown in jail, break out of jail, kill everyone on the prison floor by ourselves, sneak up here, turn on the turrets, and kill the boss. But shut down the turrets again. No, Jay Palmer. So, he did. Let's get our stake of the loot here while we're here. Oh, wow. That's a lot of stuff. Isn't even good. Doesn't actually look like it. Still, it's a lot of loot. I'll take it all. Aw. Look, I tried to fight, okay, Colgrim? I'm very not built for... I have 2 people in my group of 4 who are actually built for combat. You know, I'll take the bullets. Nothing else. I do want to check armor. Oh, he's got the energy armor. He's keeping that. She has a damaged ballistic vest, and I just picked up a heavy ballistic vest. Yes. There we go. Much better. Oh yeah, absolutely, you're 100%. I mean, it's intentionally. Oh, this is much bleaker than Fallout 1. Granted, Fallout 1 wasn't exactly the bundle of rainbow and sunshine that Fallout 2 and 3 and New Vegas eventually would be. But even in Fallout 1, there was still the hope for things getting better. Part of the story of Fallout 1 is getting past the old world so we can start the new world. Like, that's one of the main thematic points of Fallout 1. This game is about everything is awful forever, the end. There's emergency stairs somewhere. I can't even see them. Where are they? Oh, well, whatever. So anyways, now that we've killed the enemy boss and a decent number of his troops, so let's return to our Stell and wait for Stanton. There you are. We attacked as soon as we saw the energy flashes. Without Dumont in command, half his band ran for the hills. No matter, we'll hunt them down. Either way, it's over now. We didn't even need Detroit's help. Speaking of, where is that bastard? He said he'd be here. No matter, we'll deal with him next. If he thinks Bartholomew took Fort Stanton, attacked us the moment we left. The bridge is gone. Bartholomew's standing on the edge of the building while his men are fortifying the walls. You can see the grim from here. Glad to see you victorious. How do you like your new fortress? So now we got to deal with Detroit. You know, I just wiped out your other... Do you want... Okay. You have a visitor. Oh, yeah, hang on. I need to jot that down. Let's see. I think it is Dakota. You have a visitor from the Habitat. He must be Thomas Stanton. Call me Garrett. Rumor had it Garrett got his first lesson on human nature at the tender age of 14, a double cross which cost him every credit to his name. After that he began to pay attention, and what he learned was that smooth talk and manners were blind. Every man was a snake and a back shooter if you give him a chance, except for the smelling better. Women are the same. Better to save the talk and do your shooting first. That way you control the situation. That way you stay alive. We've had an arrangement with Dumont. Since you've taken over his operations, our arrangement's now with you. What arrangement? No, you're working for the Brotherhood. You're free to run your operation as you see fit, but when we call, you come running. Understood? If I refuse? How long can you last against the Brotherhood? 10 minutes? 15? Why ask stupid questions? Hey, if you're backing up Dumont, why don't you help him? I'm running a charity here. If Dumont couldn't handle Stanton, what good is he to us? Bastards. What are we going to do now? I'm going to say seek allies. Someone strong enough to stand against the Brotherhood. Before the mutiny, welcome to the Habitat. The rooftops of the Habitat's 4 megastructures supported a sprawling amusement park. There, the people of the ship could experience at least a few of the novelties they would never enjoy on Earth or Proxima. They could walk barefoot on real green grass, courtesy of hydroponics, or soft red-tinted Proxima sand. Sit tall under artificial trees and watch the sunrise on gigantic screens. The last thing was said to be indistinguishable from the real thing. Not that anyone on board ever heard of it. Nowadays, the 3 remaining rooftops are heavily fortified platforms. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Okay, this is loud. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we are. The Habitat. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, that's not that big. That's not that big. Thank goodness. Alright, so. I'm, Okay. Of course, the people with duty, honor, and sacrifice are coded red, by the way. Caught that. I mean, oh my God, just look at this stuff. They're the Brotherhood of Nod. Look at them. Look at them. They're the Brotherhood of Nod. Straight up. No, I think that's the, oh God, what are they called? The Protectors. Oh, we have, like, no rep with anybody. Yeah, we see an obelisk. I'm turning around. They have holographic statues of angels. Okay. There's the Brotherhood. They're coded blue, of course, because they're the good guys. Or obelisks. A defensive turret from the Command & Conquer series that are used by the Brotherhood of Nod. Quite effective. They're more effective when, you know, they're used against you. As with so many things in RTS games. Pickpocket here. What is my steel skill up to? I'm still not at 7 steel. Jeez Louise. They apparently had trains on this stupid ship. And other things. Okay, so what's the code? High grades flashbang and a high grade smoke card. Yeah, they mentioned that this thing is absolutely ginormous. They're vague about definitions, but a few people have mentioned it's miles long. Okay, so we've got an elevator, a pathway into some kind of glass thing, the Brotherhood, and the evils. Ugh. Actually, a lot of people to talk to. Weirdly enough. Where are we? Habitat entrance. Okay, so the habitat is so big it's built into subzones. The advanced targeting chip. Let's start selling stuff here. Probably planned, Jay Palmer. We know they have a hydroponics bay, and we know that it does provide food, but, like, it is efficient, is how I'm going to describe that, to keep something like that on hand. Oop. There we go. Talk to them. Okay, let's install an implant on Evans. First implant. I always wanted to try a fancy motor cortex, but I'll take a good ocular. As it happens, I have a good ocular just for you. Here you go, buddy. Looks like they'll only accept certain implants, which makes sense. Now we're going to upgrade his implant. Not a guy. There we go. Perfect. He now has +1 perception, +4 accuracy, +2 aim, and +2 crit. Enjoy, Evans. You earned that, buddy. So let's see. His Thermal is at 100 now, so you can just see through stuff. Would have been nice to have that for that stupid... Anyways, Optic is at 40% resistance, and Toxic is at 50% resistance. Not too bad. What's his hit? What's your chance to hit? You. 116 base. Not too shabby. We could get that higher, though. Well, okay. So, I'm not sure where to go, and I don't want to talk to the two factions of evil. Too late. They don't let him in anymore. Send him right back. What are you talking about? The riflemen. They run the shuttle ban. They say they can't take any more refugees. Rumors? Not from around here, are you? Protectors don't like what's going on down there, so they're going to clean the place up for good. Okay. It could be worse, Mr. Ed. You could be on this ship. The shuttle base survived the mutiny intact, but like everything else, it's been looted in the interim. Life support systems and emergency supplies stripped, shuttle interiors used by generations of squatters. Moses Jackson's riflemen, a small mercenary outfit, claimed the shuttle bay a few years ago, cleaning up and doing their best to make it a permanent home. Their efforts quickly drew the attention of the discontented folks of the habitat and even the pit. Soon scores of people were heading to the small island of safety and stability. Habitat's higher-ups look less favorably on the shuttle bay's new status and have been eyeing the growing numbers on the board with great concern. As you may remember. I wonder if the shuttles are still operational. Stripped for parts long ago. What was their purpose? They seem too small to move people or cargo. They're survey shuttles. Could have used them to scout the best locations for the landing site and the ore extractors. There's so much you could see from orbit. Can this ship even land? Ship this big? I doubt it. All the cargo freighters had detachable cargo holds with bow thrusters. They could dump the cargo in orbit, go holds, and head back. Interesting. Interesting place. Kind of clean looking. Has a whorehouse. Gotta have a whorehouse. Very important. Excuse me. A brothel. Ugh. Okay. Well, you see, Evo. I had the same idea, but the fumes are down. It's too strong. So we need toxic resistance to go down the grade. X-Death Meat Castle. Ah! Nico. Hey, Nico. He's a bearded priest looking over the refugee camps with an expression of deep concern. God be with you. Expecting trouble. The great deceive Sauron is here. Guys! Oh my god, now there's a story idea for you. You know how a lot, and I mean a lot, of fantasy stories end up being like, oh, it was sci-fi all along. Imagine the flip, right? Imagine a sci-fi story where it's like, alright, let's do this. And then it turns out like an actual honest-to-goodness demon is on board the ship, right? Just hanging out. You know, making everything worse for everyone because it's a demon. The great deceiver never sleeps, but works tirelessly to erode our faith. If he first tried to lead us astray with false promises, but that didn't work, he sent his dogs. Can you translate for me? Protectors are sending an army against us. Isn't that why you're here to stand with us? Why would they do that? The refugees, they come from the habitat, the pit, and the factory. Protectors are worried that these dejected folks will find welcome here. Exactly the Christian welcome these refugees have received, and increase our strength tenfold. So they will address the problem the only way they know, violence. They hope to strike before Moses finally looks to the Lord and sees why he sent all these lost souls. But why? They're wandering sheep, and Moses... God, his name's Moses. Moses Jackson is their shepherd. He'll guide them in the wilderness in the ship and lead them against the false prophets. That's what the devil fears, and rightly so. So what's Moses actually planning to do? He's considering turning the refugees away, sending them back. Not out of fear, but because he doesn't wish to change, to become the sort of person who deals with reality on his own terms. Yeah, anyways, Jonas sent me. He's proposing an alliance between the pit and the riflemen. Granted. Vince Mode accept these refugees and will stand by Jonas. You have my word. Why would he listen to me? He wouldn't. But God murks in mysterious ways. Have faith, bud. Okay. Isn't this just 40k? No, 40k is... I can go into more detail if you want to, Thor. This is a CRPG, pretty classic. Turn-based, grid-based, tactical RPG. An insulated tent designed to shield future Proxima explorers from weather. Now it shields the shipborne who are unfortunate enough to stumble upon these tents in one of the containers. No, Braca, not Braga. Big difference. The other one's Braga, and this one's Braga. Can't you hear the difference? Scouting shuttle has been stripped of anything valuable and turned into a domicile. Far more comfortable than a shipping container. I'm cooking some kind of stew. What are you cooking? Remy shot 2 frogs. Since we had some algae and onions, we figured to make a stew. Stew does last quite a while. Oh yeah, I also had to get a daga. Remy joined the Protector's army when he was a dumb kid. Done enough crap to have nightmares for the rest of his life, so he resigned his commission. Sunshine over there, her crew got ambushed from mission control. She got away, but now she's on the hook for money they borrowed. What about you? Me, I did whatever I could to earn a living the easy way. There's no such thing as living the easy way, is there? Let's just say I'm looking at a fresh start. Want to go to the pit? Well, what if I could, but I'm a wanted man there, so this is my last stop. Really? And I'm here to collect. I mean, if you ever needed any question that this is a Fallout game, the music is leaning towards Western, in addition to depressed. So I guess depressed Western, which is just Fallout at that point. Depressed-ern, I like it. Dubbed the Longhouse, these tents can transform a small campsite into a well-ordered settlement in less than an hour, laying claim to the land and its valuable resources. Oh yeah, there's nothing I love more than resources. Alright, let's go rob some people. Hi, Melissa GM. Happy Easter. I'm just gonna rob some people here. Rob. It's the first thing I do every time I enter town. Hey everyone! Rob. There's Moses. That it? Okay, so let's head over here. Let's go to the whorehouse. Excuse me, brothel. I'm curious. That's what I thought. Nice. So now he's got even more resistance to everything. Hell yeah. I'll keep upgrading that eye until you can shoot things from behind your back. Anything good? Welding helmet. New SMG. I've already just seen that knife. Yeah. Bunch of ammo, although I'm actually doing fine on ammo right now, weirdly enough. I think I should double check that before I say that. Yeah, I still got 144 rounds on me. I'm doing fine right now. Yeah, Westerns kind of swept cinema here in the States. And I just mean swept. Yeah, there's a lot of people tend to forget that when the spaghetti Westerns came out, Westerns were already considered not only on their way out, but passé. It was actually one of the reasons why they had a little bit of a mixed reception when they first came out. It's just like, I don't want to see another stupid Western. Here? Nope. Not a lot I can interact with. Okay, back down. Doing on these. Oh god, I remember the karate craze. Probably peaked with the Kid Ninjas, I think was the name of the series of movies. Which for some reason was a whole series of movies. What do you already have? You already have a gas grenade. Let's give him a smoke grenade. And honestly, I've been thinking about this. Let's give her some grenades, too. And let's give me... I already have grenades. Meh. No, this predates Spy Kids, but same vibe. I think subtlety is sometimes overrated and even undesirable in the case of core message needs to be explicitly banged on in the edit to set. Yeah, but I will admit the number of times I could say that being completely blunt is good is so minor that I actually can't think of an example right now off the top of my head. What's that? Launcher. All I gotta do is load a shuttle and launch over to the rest. I'm surprised it's still working. He was dead in the Founder's dreams when we got here. Stripped for parts like everything else. It took the better part of a year to fix her. Why'd you do it? Do we owe it to those who come after us? To leave something behind that works, I mean. We can't fix all the damage, but there are plenty of things we can fix. See, lots of folks are thinking big and making all these grand plans, but it's the little things that count. How long have you been with the Rifleman? Long enough to remember what life was like before we came here. When you're out there, you take any job that comes your way, and when nobody's hiring, you do what you gotta do to survive. Air filter's out again. Everything tastes like metal. You one of them? Just passing through. What do you make of this situation? Between warring with the protectors over the fate of the refugees and living in peace, only a fool would choose to fight. As if to illustrate his words, the shuttle door hisses open and a half-dressed woman with a small child slit over her chest yells something in his direction. So that's your home? Yep. Didn't come cheap, mind you. Traded everything I had for it, but it was worth every credit. Life support system's outside to drill a few holes to allow air to circulate, but everything else is in good shape. What if the ship arrives in Proxima tomorrow? How do you get to the surface? Don't tell me you still believe in that old crap. There's no Proxima. There never was. It was just a carrot they invented to get our ancestors on board. Who's they? The Earthlings. Who else? The ship is their solution for overpopulation. Load the undesirables into a fleet of cargo ships and leave them in deep space like garbage. I've heard... Okay, no, that's really stupid. Do you know how expensive and time-consuming and, like, difficult it is to make the tech on this stupid ship? If they had an overpopulation problem, they would find a way to dump the corpses of the people they would purge. They wouldn't do this. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's gas, fire. There's options. I've seen Miracle Day. Ah. Is that true, Bregwood? An example, to contradict Huthor, because I love contradicting Huthor, an example of an on-the-nose message that I agree with, that I think was done badly, is in Star Trek The Next Generation, where Tasha Yar tells Wesley that drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs, Wesley, because drugs are bad. Remember that scene? It's a really dumb scene. It's in season 1. I guess, obviously, because Yar's there. And, yeah, it was preachy, and I'm sitting there like, and I'm a fairly anti-hard drugs person. And I'm just sitting there like that. Okay. Really? But is that too heavy-handed, or is that just, you know, badly designed? You be the judge. You know what? I'm just... Sorry, this music's starting to bother me. We need some I don't actually have a Western playlist. It just occurred to me. I have a desert playlist, which kind of drifts into that a little bit. But I don't have a Western playlist. I don't have a lot of Western songs. Oh yeah, there's another message that I overall agree with that I think is terrible. Avatar, the film, not the show. Oh, anyways, sorry. Father Nico sent me. I liked him better when he was playing old Nicky Bolton. Rarely sober back then, but at least he was tolerable. He asked me to talk to you about the refugees. A little late in the day for a palaver. Protectors will be here in less than 24 hours. They'll kill anyone who resists and conscript the rest. Our options are go down with the refugees or drive them out to save their lives. I mean, yeah, I tend to be anti-imperialist colonialism because I have a frickin' brain and the capacity for human empathy. But again, Avatar? Now, Dune is an interesting one because Dune is extremely obvious in its message, and it will never stop amusing me how many people misinterpret that message. So what's the Protectors' angle in all this? Brotherhood's got themselves a foothold in the factory. Protectors had a bad craving for their own base outside the habitat. The Shuttle Bay is the juiciest fruit in reach. And of course, if they get their mitts on it, the Brotherhood or the Church will. But they could have taken the Shuttle Bay years ago. They could have, but the other faction would have painted them as the villains for it. They needed a pretext. Yeah, Cassius Belli. As soon as you get the numbers, you're a threat. Never one of the habitat's tin crown dictators is going to take an interest. Listen, you want to help? Convince the refugees to go back where they came from. Hell, take them. Not like the pit's running out of space. So the first option there says, this isn't nearly as hopeless as you make it out. You get a nice defensive position here. The Protectors have other fronts they need to watch. Don't commit their full force to take on some homeless folks and down at heels priests. What do we have after that? Am I supposed to become a warlord like Braxton? I want this place to stay small. Jonas let the pit grow wild, and look what happened. Big settlements have big problems, and my plate is pretty frickin' full as it is. Let's talk to the refugees. Who leads them? Nazar, he used to be one of Dumont's lieutenants. Mother Mary, religious firebrand. Jake can tell you more. Oh, before I forget, Jonas is proposing an alliance. Jonas dug himself a pit, now wants to climb down into it with him. No, tell him we don't take sides. He's on his own. Even if I help you, the answer's still no? You can help us avoid a competition with the Protectors, willing to force us to join a bigger fight with the Brotherhood? Out of the frying pan into the fire. Yeah, I figured. You don't get to sit on the sidelines on this one. They're coming to kill you. Like, they're coming to kill you. And your big strategy is to get the people out as much as possible so that when they come to kill you, only you die. I'm just saying, there's a couple other options here. Oh, right. Ah, that's better. Ah. That's right, you could do something. You could play a real game, Linnerith. I'm sorry. Oh god, it's so quiet by comparison. Do not listen to Mr. Red, Linnerith. Don't do it. Who has time to play video games? Ugh. I'm sorry, you have installed artillery weapons on space whales, Lord Harriman. I just want to be clear that, that's what you just told me, is that... Okay. Wait, doesn't FF14 technically end in a no? Oh, no. Oh my god, first I would shoot myself. No offense. I need interactive media in my life. I've been a video game kid since I was 3. I like doing action, you know, I like actively doing something. Don't mistake me, I can enjoy cinema, I can enjoy watching or reading, but I like to do. When I was younger, older people would make fun of me for that by saying I was doing brain rot by engaging in activity that was actually an action rather than passive activity. Now that I'm older, I can tell those people to pound sand because they were stupid. I knew it. It's your fault, Lunaruth. You're the reason for the second monitor writing. J'accuse! I will never forget how long it took me to process that adults can be stupid and wrong. Like, logically speaking, it made so much sense that as you grow and get older and get wiser, you figure things out, right? I mean, that's just logical, right? I mean, how could you possibly make a bad movie? There's hundreds of people involved in the making of that film, right? How can all of those people fumble the ball? That's just crazy. I apparently have 2 versions of this song on this playlist. Whatever. I don't remember when it was for me. I'd have to look into that. Like, I'd have to think about it. 95. 1995. Sorry. That's... I realized I could anchor that to a point in my life, and that makes it easier to track down when that happened. Sometime in the summer. I'm not sure when exactly. Okay. I still haven't talked to the archivist. I have no idea where these people are. Somewhere in the habitat. I think I'm not even at the habitat yet. Where's Jay? Oh, he's right there. God damn it, game. What do you make of this situation, being an outsider? So I think it's obvious we're probably going to go anti-protectors. So, the question is, do we have to back someone else's play? I'm not particularly pro-brotherhood. So that leaves the church. Or none. Or I guess, if they're a faction, the mutants. Or the cybernetic people. I guess that's another group. We actually don't know much about the church at the moment, Nick. We've mostly been seeing the other two. Oh, the Covenant? Oh, I don't know who the Covenant is. I'm going to say strength in numbers. When you say that, Father Nico and I say the same, but Moses said, maybe the riflemen need a new leader. I reckon I followed Moses long enough. Time for me to take over. How you plan on doing that? Father Nico says he'd all figured out. Okay. Look, I'm not forcing the refugees to leave. So if the protectors can feel might noble at the moment, if it comes to that. You keep making decisions like that. You keep making decisions alone, soon you'll be fighting alone too. I think I just lost rep with Jed. Yeah, Covenant. I don't know who the Covenant is at all. We're at 0. We're about to be negative with the... I like how completely neutral we are so far. We're apparently pretty decent on stealing and kind of decent on diplomacy. I'm shocked our combat is this high. Let me tell you a theory I have, Mr. Red. It is just a theory. A lore theory. I think that people enjoy not having to bother. Whether that's mentally bother or physically bother. Yeah, sure, you could go clean such and such, but it's not really hurting anything. And yeah, you could go put the effort into doing this, but why put the effort into it? I have often theorized that one of the biggest reasons why so many people across human history seek kings, literally and metaphorically, is because they want someone else to make the decisions for them and someone else to point to when things go wrong. After all, making decisions for yourself is not only costs effort and time, but if something goes wrong, that's your fault. As Mulgara can tell you. I don't like this one. Not right now. Yeah, I was just following orders. What? Like I said, it is just a theory, but it's something I've been chewing on for a few years. Moses says he wants the refugees gone. He's going to turn his back to them. He doesn't want to fight the protectors. Okay. I think your flock needs another shepherd. We don't have much time, so let's do it. This needs to be done. Do it quickly. This transition of power can't happen here, you understand? I'll bring Moses to Mother Mary and she'll do the rest. Can we count on you? I got your back. We're just in for a penny, in for a pound at this point, so let's just see how this goes. It's probably going to really badly and a lot of people die, but I've mentally checked out of the story a while ago because it's just too depressing. We've officially hit the point of depression porn, you know? Misery porn, excuse me, that's what that's called. And it's just noise at that point. Yes, you think. Ah! Deprepor. There we go. Guess you think we're just gonna leave because of a little trouble. Huh. Well, we ain't, so you can screw off. What a welcome your camp puts on. Think you deserve better? Alright, Bo, what's your message? Let's hear it. Here's the riddle for you. Moses wants you gone, but Father Nico would gladly let you stay. Too bad he doesn't call the shots, huh? That's a surprise. You're the boys, we have a riddle to solve, but I see but one way to solve it. Are these the refugees I keep hearing about? These are the men that keep him safe. Not that's any of your damn business. So what's your story? Same as yours, I'm guessing? Didn't like the place I was born at, so I left. An hour later, Moses Jackson walks in, followed by Jay, Father Nico, and 2 guards. What does he want to talk about? You know, she says, fixing him with a curious squint. Hang on. We need, like, stressful, tense music, because this is a duel here. Here we go. You know, I've been debating with myself whether we should go through with it. I never will take into any crooked business, but then you waltz in here blind as a bat, oblivious to the fact that these two want you dead. Should a man like you be in charge of anything? I think not. With Father Nico and Jay at his back and the mother's thugs at his front, Moses' 2 bodyguards go down as quick and easy as a working man in his hard-earned slumber. Before Jay can so much sigh and shake his head at their foolishness, he joins them, sliding off Father Nico's blade into a heap at the old man's feet. He'd only get in the way, Father Nico says, in a philosophical tone as he wipes the blade, staring pointedly at Mother, and there won't be any confusion about who's in charge. What? Sivi passem para bellum. You want peace, prepare for war. Protectors meet her soon, so let's give him a warm welcome. Okay, so they... Alright, so they're all dead. So the guy who was in charge of the area is dead, and the other person who is plotting to take over in his place to back our play is also dead. Nico sent me. Alright, in we go. Save. Nazar stands perfectly still, waiting as if he'd been installed there before the ship left Earth orbit. His military bearing bears of a career begun in the habitat. The rest you already know, a stint with Dumont, which it left to end up here. What's Moses want out? Moses is dead, but Father Nico will welcome you with open arms. Welcomes to live we choose, or conscripts and Jackson's riflemen? I suppose it's Nico's riflemen now. Moses wanted you gone, but Father Nico's willing to take you all in if you join the riflemen. I think that's the best deal you're going to get. I've been following orders my whole life. I'm done fighting other men's wars. Too bad the protectors don't give a crap. Like it or not, you'll have to fight them to protect your people. Might as well join the riflemen and fight together. These people came to me for help. Doesn't mean they're mine to command. It's not I'm not like Nico or the protectors. But that's exactly what it means. Most people would rather follow than lead because it's not an easy job. If you don't want it, say otherwise. Fine. Tell Father Nico we have a deal. Good man. Let's get out of here. Can I just warp there? No. Nazar has accepted your offer. I'm your servant, Lord. I will not falter. Okay, so the Protector's forces arrive a few hours later. 200 soldiers trudge in and set up camp, waiting for the riflemen to send someone to parley. Go see what they want. Commands, Father Nico. Why me? If I go, they'll kill me on sight. I'm not ready to be martyred just yet. Why? You just martyred Moses. And Jay. This continues to go badly. By the way, for some reason, that raised my rep with Jed. Which is weird. Faith is content. Evans is engaged. Oh, we're engaged, Evans. Oh, you mean in a different way. Okay. I mean, that is very likely, Dakota. I'm guessing if you're a murder hobo, that's pretty much the default. Since that is a viable build. Oh, okay. I don't suppose there's any auto turrets I can use on these guys. You know, fair, Croatia. Like rats from a sinking ship. Yeah, I'm here to parley. Of course you are. Captain's in the depot. Can't miss it. Captain Rowley's waiting for you in one of the maintenance depots. Where's Mo Jackson? He's dead. That's why our warning went unheeded. I'm required to offer them a chance to surrender before we cleanse this entire bay from infestation. So I'll give you 20 minutes to deliver the message and get out. Are these guys Nazis? I mean, I know they're coded like the frickin' Brotherhood of Nod, but... Should Mother Church care about your warnings? What does the Church have to do with any of it? Had the Church made a deal with the Riflemen, we'd know about it. Like you knew that Father Nicodemus was sent by the Church to take over? I'm not talking to you then, not the Church's emissaries. Why aren't the Church's banners flying above the Shuttle Hall? We don't wish to antagonize our dear neighbors over such acquisitions. It's not our way, Captain, and I'd appreciate if you keep it between us. Well, we'll withdraw. For now. We just talked down a company of troops by pretending to be with his rivals. What was your answer to this problem, Nico? Were you just going to hold the line against 200 people with big guns and big armor? And a snazzy uniform. Like, for real, Croatia, what do you do if you don't talk through this? Because I know you've played a murder hobo here. Protectors are gone. Gone? Yeah, I told him you made a deal with the Church. Not a bad idea. You're headed to the Habitat anyways, aren't you? Talk to the Church, see if they're interested. You promised to ally with Jonas if I help you. It was my bond. If Jonas needs our help, we'll send, and vice versa. Okay, peace. Okay, that did... Wow! We are just a... We're not a murder hobo. We're like a black hole of murder. We don't really kill a lot of people, but a lot of people die around us, you know? Almost bloodless. Oh, we actually can't... Yeah, we have like a murder aura. A murder hole. No, those are a real thing. I'm serious. Look it up. Alright, let's switch it up to something a little bit more appropriate. Exactly, J. Palmer. Wait, why am I an asshole? Trying to I just saved, I don't know how many thousands of people's lives. What are you on about? So the Protectors, where are we at with the Protectors? Oh, that didn't even lose us rep with the Protectors. Wow. Brotherhood can go piss off. Look, I am not an asshole. I'm going to rob this person for no reason other than to raise my stealing skill. There we go. I'm not the devil. I practice. I've always wanted to see the Habitat. You enjoy your stay in the Brotherhood's domain, then? Well, I did. I just want to see more. We must forgive our enemies. Turn the other cheek in case they decide to attack the pit again. Is that what you're telling me, brother? Isn't that what the good book says? Indeed it is. Well, enjoy your stay. So, hang on. Now we're talking to the Church. The Church's one concession to architectural excess is the massive cathedral glowering over the district, a constant reminder of the glory of God and the obedience owed those who govern in his name. The presence of heavily armed guards outside the gates tell you God's most devoted servants mustn't be pestered with trivialities. It was built on Earth, back when they thought the Synod would run everything. Yeah, it's a bit of a waste of space. Damn right, should have spent more time with living conditions. Was there ever a government that prioritized living conditions over grand projects? Ouch. Why waste money on serfs when you can build pyramids? Double ouch. So here's the churches area. I mean, we'll be lucky if they make another Fallout game, period, at this point, Fresco War. What, you think the music's too on the nose? It's even the same color as Mirror. Let's go rob these people. And for once I don't feel bad, because we're robbing the church. Of nothing, but, you know, whatever. Yep, this is what I see when I drive down the streets. A giant neon sign right over the military recruitment office. No, we keep talking about this. This ship has got to be absolutely ginormous. Ooh, okay. Oh, there's a camera. Okay, we saved not too long ago, so let's scooch. It's gonna take 8 AP, so 1, 2, 10. 1, 2. Yeah, I can make this happen. Okay, so scooch, open. What do we get? A ranger coat, a named knife, and a named shotgun. We scooch back with our last AP. Get out of here. Okay, so where's that ranger coat? Damn. It comes with a sneaking penalty, though. Still, that is... Oh, wait, that's Evans. I don't care about Evans' sneaking penalties. Although, where am I at? There you go, buddy. So, last right. Wow, that's only better in every way. It costs the same AP. Yes, please. And that new knife. Once again, better in every way, same AP cost. Yes, please. It's the first straight upgrades I've gotten, like, the whole game. Sorry, who asked the music? Oh, it was Jay Palmer. FF7R1's Shinra theme. Specifically one. It's the one to play during Barrett's scene. Whoa, 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 whoa. We still don't have 7 steel. Just need a little more stealing. Just a little more. Yeah! There we go. I now have 7 stealing. Yes! I took an apartment card. What? I guess I have an apartment here now. And he doesn't. Not evil. The name of the restaurant is the 5 Loaves. I actually like that. That's cute. Alright, some people asleep. Let's go rob them. That is a good question, Croatia. Let's find out. robbed people in the middle of the night, as is our wont as the heroes. Remember, we're the good guys. I've been wondering where the plot's going. Like, so far it's mostly just meandering on the ship. There's no real plot to speak of. That's not necessarily a complaint, but, like, to continue the Fallout comparison, in Fallout 1, you know, the super mutants were pretty clearly the plot, you know, in dealing with the Master. Here, it's just nothing yet. I know, we're only in Chapter 2. It just makes me wonder what the plot is going to be, assuming there is one. Just steal here. There we go. Actually, yes. In fact, for quite a while there, the military people were rather aggressively trying to recruit me. What's the church's position on implants? The church cares for the state of your soul, not your body. For this, otherwise, we never accepted titanium knees and wooden peg legs. Right. I probably should offload some stuff, but I don't even know what to sell, really. Let me steal some of that. There we go. Inscriptions. Yeah, you can inscribe your ammo. Trooper armor. Sand trooper armor. It was actually going to be Navy, Marines, or Army in pretty much that order. Navy were the ones who kept coming to my door. To the point where I had to stop, you know, start pretending that I wasn't home. Oh, I have way better armor than that. Ironically, Air Force never poked at me. Archivist! Oh my god, about time. This is the MSQ. We're just now catching up to it. That sounds like a portable life support system. We feared it had been lost during the mutiny. I wonder why it's surfaced now, after so many decades. A what? For the colony. Our future home should be perfectly habitable, but the devil would like nothing, lowercase d, would like nothing more than to ruin it for us. This life support system would ensure our survival until a more permanent solution is found. Why would the devil gain by giving you a life support system now? What indeed? Over the past decades, we've achieved some semblance of balance here. No faction dares provoke an open war, so slowly, reluctantly, we're compelled to accept diplomacy and understanding, and perhaps one day reach lasting peace. The aptly named House of Ecclesiastes watches over the ship's central life support. Thank God they're wise enough to hold themselves above our petty squabbling. This machine would change that. The one who controls it could subjugate whoever he wills. People will be brought to their knees without a shot being fired. Yeah, we should take it back to the pit, then. How long do you suppose the pit would last against the Habitat? No, but this machine must reside with those who have the power to defend it. The Brotherhood, the protectors of the Church. I assume you would push for the Church. Regardless of what you choose, we face a dark and uncertain future. I'm glad the burden of this decision isn't on my shoulders, but whether or not you take my advice is up to you. So we have to pick a faction? Okay, what's your opinion of the Protectors? Are those who dwell in the past the right choice to lead us into the future? The ship authority catastrophically failed in their beloved mission, yet 100 years later, their only idea is to try it again. It's got a point. What about the Brotherhood? The desire for freedom is a noble one, as old as the world itself, but theirs is a hard road, and the Brotherhood seem to have lost their way long ago. Knowing what use they would make of the weapons they have, would you trust them with something this powerful? Then the Church must be the only way, right? I wouldn't serve the Church if I didn't think they're the best of the options. All I can do is share my reasons for thinking so. There have been many brotherhoods over the past 2.5 millennia. All of them have vanished into dust, and none of them lasted more than a century. Blink of a human eye in human history. Likewise, there have been countless attempts to return to the utopian past, an imaginary time of justice and plenty. None of them succeeded for obvious reasons. Only the Church has endured these thousands of years because the foundation upon which it rests is eternal. That's the last thing we need. The army will want it, and they'll fight to deny it to the others. We need to secure the army as soon as possible. Think they'll come for it? Once word spreads out, it'd be foolish not to. You think they'll use it as a weapon? Without a doubt. We should think twice about it. Handing it over, I mean. What choice do we have? The pit is too weak to hold on to for long. Like it or not, it has to be one of the big three. Can't sound like any of them. We aren't looking for a cult to join. We sell the machine, we move on. Doesn't matter what they do with it. They're going to fight no matter what we do. The machine can tip the balance and make resistance futile. Make it sound like it's a good thing. If they fight for months, there'll be nothing left of the habitat. This will end it quickly and crown the new king. I think we should give it to the protectors. Why? They did help us when the Brotherhood attacked. As for the Church, they scare me more than the protectors. So that's 2 votes for the protectors then. Do you want to bring the ship authority back? I wouldn't go that far. We aren't choosing a brighter future here. We're choosing the lesser evil, the path of the least damage. Well said. The next MSQ quest is literally approach one of the factions. Like that's our next step. Pick a faction. Offer it to one of the Habitat's factions. I'm going to throw up a poll. And I know only like 10 people vote, but, you know, whatever. It's better than one person voting, right? Hang on, Jay Palmer, hang on. It's going to be a Twitch poll. So... that straw poll is... I don't even know what straw poll that is. Ah. Well, it takes effort to take down one of those polls, so I usually don't bother. I mean, you can vote for it all you want. All up to you. This right here is why I don't bother doing this most of the time. Okay. I shouldn't editorialize. I typed up the options as the rich, the Nazis, or the crazies, but you know, I'll just be straight about it. There you go. Poll is up. Vote now. While you do that, I'm going to find Abraham. Stab. Where's this jackass? I have one rep with the Church at this point. The rich ones are the Church, as is obvious by the room we're in right now. The Nazis are the protectors, and the crazies are the Brotherhood. Like, this place is clean. It's got running air. We've got, like, plants on display and fake trees. And this is what the apartment complex like. These are the rich. Hello? Where am I? Oh, the door's closed, so I'm... Oh, jeez. Runner! I was just thinking of you, and here you are. What do you want? Straight to the point. I like that. I want you to vouch for me. Remember that you owe me, don't you? It'd be awfully inconsiderate to forget. Why do you want me to do this? Because I'm close to getting a trading license. You know what that means? Full access to church trading stock. What do you need from me? I told you, I need you to vouch for me. Tell Ilona I have the right moral fiber and piety. Okay, I'll talk to her. This is the consequence of not killing this man. Which, I should have killed him, but I promised Faith I wouldn't kill him. So now I have to go lie to the church and say he's cool. Listen, Evil, we can't have good factions. It's not possible. Now, we could have evil factions, awful factions, and horrific factions. Okay. Yeah, you got 10 minutes to vote. Make sure you vote. You look lost, brother. It's a lot to take in. Yeah, I'd like to... is there any work right here? Nothing I can think of, although there's a delicate matter we need help with. Faith is what brings us close to God, and through the faith... There's a brother among us who claims to have witnessed a revelation. He appears pious enough, but the so-called revelation puts him at odds with the church. There's an unseemly amount of interest in this account. Look into it. Quite. But one thing very clear. No violence. He's a man of God, though his followers can be overzealous. How can this be a threat to doctrine? How much do you know about the church? Not much. Don't be surprised to hear that the church of the elect was born in the fires of the mutiny. The old church, maybe turning the other cheek, worked differently back on Earth, but on the ship it accomplished nothing, and not for lack of trying. Stuck between the mutineers and the remnants, we tried to save as many as we could. We gave people shelter and hope. Faith can work miracles, but it can't stop bullets. We were forced to take up arms to protect people. Eventually we claimed this haven for our new church, even as the war raged around us. We will not be sidelined any longer. Not here, not on Proxima. When the dawn comes, by the grace of our Lord. She makes an unfamiliar gesticulation. So what's the revelation? John's revelation demands we return to the ancient ways, the pacifism observed by the Church of the Old Earth. The guy you consider a threat is preaching pacifism. Okay, hang on. About Morgan. Reverend Morgan, he applied for a trading license. We lost one of our traders in an unfortunate accident now that we have a vacancy. The Reverend said he shepherded a small congregation of hydroponics. What can you tell me about him? He's very pious. He can even pacify frogs. I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it with my own eyes. We reached out to Reverend Solomon, but he said he's never heard of someone named Morgan. Reverend Solomon struggles greatly fighting in the pit's salvation. The task is too great for one man, so we asked Morgan for help, but... I see. Still, I found it odd Reverend Munson would lie about it. Perhaps we need to discuss this face to face. Reverend Solomon is under a great deal of pressure as is. Don't fall him for the small moment of weakness, and don't embarrass him any further. Very well. We'll award the trading license. Hopefully he'll perform as well as he did in hydroponics. Hey, Morgan. You're good. I don't owe you anything anymore. Poke me again, I'll murder you. What's this gun you just gave me? semi-automatic rifle. So, barely more damage. More AP, which is not great. Better range, which is nice. Reloading is cheaper. Better accuracy, better aimed. Worse reaction, better crit. I still think my basic gun is better than that. Where the hell is Abraham? I have 18 people voting. I actually underestimated. Or overestimated. I figured I had to get 20. Come on, give me 2 more votes. 2! That's all I'm asking. Well, that's not true. What I really want is like 40 more votes. But I understand that nobody likes to vote. Instead, they want people to rule over them as Sultan. I guess I'll talk to him, because I don't know where else to go. Can I be let in, please? Nope. Cool. They have mechs. Honest to God, mechs. The church has mechs. Which faction did you vote for, Ludifer? Because I can tell you what faction you voted for, based on that. Can you let me in this way? I've got a card. Everett Marvel? What is it? If you want to volunteer to join the fighting, you have to go through the proper channels. Though in your case, I'm willing to make an exception. You can go in. So the protectors of the Nazis, Ludifer. Is that you, runner? I can use your help. Gia, what are you doing here? She touches the walls and a panel slides, opening a built-in safe protected by an outer shield. I can open the safe, but I can't get past the shield. It takes Gia less than a minute to open the safe. She swipes the content of the safe into her backpack, then fishes out a small item and throws it to you. It's an energy shield emitter, Mark II. Interesting. It's a nice gadget. In fact... Nope, that's a belt. Why is it in the belt? Okay, hang on. Here, we'll do that. I mean, the rich already run everything, so that makes sense. Damn right, Frisco Born. I know that when I go and vote on Twitch streams, that's exactly what I think of politically in real life. The church is the rich, yes. The Brotherhood are the crazies. Maybe thugs might be better. Okay, we did that, we did that. Well, so... Of the options, I was most leaning towards the church. Admittedly, mostly in ignorance, but partially because we know very, very little about them, they seem to be the least bad. And at the very least, they couldn't possibly be as bad as the other two, right? Right? Well, anyways, in relation to that, my second option was the crazies. Because, you know, the final option were the Nazis. The only option I would never pick is the Nazis. Now, I'm a little bit biased because I'm dealing with that in real life right now, but that was the general gist. So anyways, we're picking the Nazis. It's okay, the Nazis won by a sweep. So, like, I don't think 2 votes would have swayed that. Yeah, let me sneak in. Braga, 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 braga. Or, if you're Star Trek, braga, 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 braga. I don't know where Abraham would be. Ugh. Might have to look this one up. I also don't know where John is. I also have lost some of my party members, literally. They're just staying there. Do you see that? They're just stuck on the terrain, standing there. A mutant dignitary, a consecrator by the looks of it, appears to be having a heated conversation with local residents. Her honor guard waits impassively, clearly not expecting the situation to escalate. Supposed to take him, one of the residents says angrily. That's what the law says. He doesn't bear the mark, the consecrator says with irritation. What good is he to us? Doesn't bear the mark. He has 6 fingers on his left hand. 6! And how would it help him against radiation? If I take him, he'll be dead in a week. Might as well kill him yourself and be done with it. We don't want him dead. We want him to be with his own kind. Your kind! You gross, anti-human mutant freaks! My kind can repair DNA faster than radiation can damage it. What can your inbred friend with 6 fingers do? Inbred? The resident chokes in rage. He ain't... If you mutants did your damn jobs fixing the engines... The consecrator turns to you, her face invisible behind the mask. What was that all about? They mistake genetic defects for the mark that uplifted my people. Only 1 in 100 has the traits we all share. The rest... I'm sorry, uplifted? My people were born in torment in the smelting heat of the engine room. Their soft skin melted away like dross. What was left was strong and pure. Thank you for your sacrifice. We were called to suit a higher purpose for which your kind is ill-suited. What purpose is that? To save the ship and complete the mission. You sound like the Protectors. The Protectors' great mission is to restore the old order. It is as foolish as it is futile. So that's the consecrators, right? No, that's... Oh, maybe not. It's not that. Sweet. Hey, Ross. We picked the Nazis! Wait, that means I have to shoot myself in the face. Okay. Look, them's the rules. Nazis get shot in the face. I don't know, Jay Palmer. I also don't know where these quests are. It's actually kind of frustrating. I don't know how many chapters there are, too. You know, if there's one thing we could really use right now in our lives, it's another Wolfenstein game. I know that sounds out of nowhere, but my brother-in-law and I were talking about it recently. Like, this is the perfect time to go out and shoot Nazis. Hell of a way to live, says Jed. My old shipping container is a palace contained to these shells. That's all I need, a place to sleep and store personal trinkets. I heard the units were kept purposely small to force people to spend all the time outside, building a community and living in it. Of course, we just didn't have enough space to house all 50,000 colonists. 50,000. That's it? That's not a lot. And to be very clear about that, Andromeda had more than that. Andromeda's was pathetic, too. We made fun of it a bunch. They have less than that. So, that sucks. Hey, Verlichtum. We've joined the Nazis. Ahem. Now we have 3 communities instead of 1, so I guess the plan worked. Can't wait to go back to the pit when this is all over. We just got here. Don't tell me you like what you see. I see why they rebelled against this madness. Wasn't enough. Well, the convert, huh? Brotherhood of Protectors this time. I actually came for the pit. The Cradle of Sin. What do you have against converts? We all began this journey together, brothers and sisters in Christ, but as soon as the father of lies reared his head, the pretenders and hypocrites turned away from the Lord and flocked to the false prophets instead. The only freedom man may claim is granted by God, not the brotherhood. Only God's grace shall bring us to the dawn on Proxima Centauri, not the protector's weapons or propaganda. Those who turn from the church to follow these false prophets are long dead. Their descendants embracing the faith can only strengthen the church. But they are coming to the Lord out of love, or simply to flee to the hell of their own making. Who cares? A road doesn't take one to God. He admonishes you in a scholarly tone. Submission does. A true believer comes prepared to work and gives himself over to the church, body, and soul. Few are willing to take this kind of commitment. They think mumbling a few prayers will see them through. Do you need help, buddy? Like, latest thorn in my side is a small flock of troublemakers. Maybe you can talk to them for me. It's Nazis all the way down, brother. Can I kill this man? No, of course I can't. This isn't that kind of game. This isn't DOS 2. Or Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, man, I can't wait to stab them in the back. Oh, it's gonna be glorious. But first I need to rob them blind. Listen, my mom is my dad's mom. Alright, so there's John. There's the troublemakers I can go deal with. Listen, Bragwin, you of all people. I allowed myself one incest in Crusaders King 3. I've never stopped regretting it. Whoop! Do you live here? No. A vagrant, then. You pleading the Corinthians 10:30 to 1 cents? Sister Alona sent me on an errand. Okay. Then get on it before someone else mistakes you for a vagrant. What's wrong with being a vagrant? Exactly. And yeah, and Bragwin died from it. But Bragwin dying from it specifically allowed for me to also die pretty much right after her. Guaranteed that I would stress to death on her death. Of these three factions, which I think has the best chance of building a civilization? None of them. We don't know where the church gets its money from, and that's suspicious. The protectors are thugs who rob people. The Brotherhood are thugs who rob people. In both cases of the other factions, they are not producers or manufacturers. They do not have the building blocks of civilization. They are marauders. They cannot contribute, they can only take. Now, if the church has an honest-to-God manufactory or some actual research and development or something like that, sure. But I think it's a little bit more likely that they, too, also rob. Because that just seems to be the trend here. Oh, 100% act. I mean, they're right there. They're called the Covenant. Enoch's troublemakers aren't hard to spot. Two men and a woman are standing like bollards in the street, gazing about themselves, lost while the locals navigate around them. The man on the right has a military bearing, but without the air of self-importance, like a soldier on guard duty. You come here to flee the fighting? The other man's young, but flabby, well-fed, and unhealthy looking, like a low-level bureaucrat exiled from his desk. On the surface, an unlikely candidate to find religion, but who knows? The woman's head is hanging, her eyes black with grief. Whatever loss she suffered left her permanently sparked. Hi. The soldier's face hardens, as if he's bracing for a blow. Not a people person, then. The widow doesn't react at all. She's lost in a world harder than this one. Unlike his comrades, the bureaucrat is eager to exercise his tongue. God be with you, brother. If Father Enoch asked me to have a word with you, he's concerned. Why? Man's just concerned about our well-being, the bureaucrat says smoothly. Tell him we're overwhelmed. There's so much to learn, but we're adjusting. The widow looks up, searching your face with a plainly frightened look. I'll pass that along. Wait, aren't you with the church? No. The church is preparing for war. I grew up with the Protectors, so I'm no stranger to the drills and rah-rah propaganda, but this People spend half their day training in self-defense units, the other half soaking in sermons. But there's only one message. We're going to fight the devil and we're going to win. I don't like either of these options. If you don't like it, leave. The pet welcomes all and asks nothing of you. The cargo hold, violent and lawless. Hold to thieves and murderers. Enjoy your drills and sermons, then. I'm leaving, says the soldier. And you want to tag along, you're more than welcome. I'm not going anywhere, the widow says, tiredly breaking her silence. That's a really good question, Dakota. Now, we know people aren't really working the factory. It's just kind of silent as a bunch of people are using it as a trade hub. We also know the engines are being maintained by the mutants. So yeah, where's the new stuff coming from? I talked to your troublemakers. The soldier will be gone today. The other two will stay. That's too bad. We need more fighting men. I do got a feat. I got a feat. Ooh. Yeah, Croatia's just back there. Murder hoboing through everything. Let's go and get Throat Slitter. So we can murder even more people. I need to murder them all. We'll get to Proxima Centauri. There's like 5 of us here. Wouldn't that be a really funny ending? Like, we mentioned those shuttles earlier, right? And there was a guy who even said, all you have to do is load up a shuttle and the automated systems will do the rest. What if one of the endings is just load up a shuttle, one shuttle, with like me and my party members in it, and we're just like, peace! And we go and we land on whatever planet is nearby. Like, we're done. Y'all have fun. Okay, so now do I want penetration and crit, or reaction, graze, and graze damage? I'm assuming it's an optional fight, Croatia. Yeah, the good ending. Peace! Oh, excuse me. See, I'm trying to figure out how to ask what the optional fight is for which optional ending. So I don't do that one, because I am not built to fight. Yes, I'm pretty sure I played Far Cry 4. Barely. I haven't beaten it, and I never will. But I have played it. No, you cannot, Jay Palmer. Where's penetration? Where is penetration? How big is the ship? Miles. That's about all we know. Joke endings. One of the most common and popular endings in Outer Worlds, for speedruns specifically, is the ending where you spend the entire... Oh, I can't even talk about what's one. So, the ending, which is a joke ending, which I cannot talk about because I just realized it's spoilers. So adding reaction 20 gives me a 50% chance to do that. Let's go with that. Oh, this game. 100% Colgrim. This game is horrifically depressing. There's a reason I keep joking about it. Let's go ahead and give her even more defense. For him... So I already gave him that, so let's give him Warrior. Yes, yes. There we go, perfect. No, the gameplay is pretty solid. I mean, this score is pretty up to date over here. That's some good ratios. Although every time I say that, I end up disliking a game, so maybe I should shut my mouth. The chapel is empty except for a man in a worn coat. He's sitting with back to the altar, soaking dried algae in some water. Welcome to the Church of Salvation. I'm looking for the prophet. Prophet, never seen one, though I did see an angel once, standing right where you're standing now, bathed in pure white light. Smelled better, too. What'd the angel say? Said we'd strayed from the path, as if we didn't already know that. The angel probably thinks we're all stupid, but who can blame him? So what path do we stray from? Oh, come on, that's the easiest one in the book. Thou shalt not kill. It's the reason the church played a different role back on Earth. But we aren't on Earth. We're stuck in a metal can, slowly drifting in space. All the more reason to get along, no? Yeah, honestly, that would be nice if we could just be chill with each other. Like, hey, we're all in this together. Maybe don't kill each other for 5 seconds. Even now, return to me with all your heart, quotes the man. It's never too late, brother. So what do you suggest the church do? Lay their arms and pray for peace? Best weapon the church has ever had is the word of God, so maybe laying down the tool of the devil isn't such an insane idea after all. You should suggest it, but everyone will die. Are you a seer? But if there is no slaughter, what if our neighbors are preparing for war because we're preparing for war? What if the church's efforts are better served teaching the word of God and leading this lost flock away from the abyss? It pleases me in the Lord to hear you say that. This is mean. This is so mean. Now you have to take your message to the Brotherhood and Protectorate. Only then can we have peace everlasting. Should we clean our own house first? The church won't disarm and embrace the old faith till she sees her rivals are willing to do the same. We must help them meet in the middle, instead of expecting the church to do all the work and take all the risks. I think you're right. And so we just sent this man to die. We just straight up sent this man to die. Colgrim's right. We just sent him to bolster the ship's food reserves. 300 credits? Sure. Teach me more persuasion. Okay, bye. You know what? I accept, Kenexcal. I'm good. Just, you know, emergency knife right through the jugular. I know this isn't where the jugular is. It's like back here. That's right. There it is. New arrival? Yeah, fresh from the pit. Because there's something different, huh? Good for you. I'm new here myself. Heard they're paying top credits for officers with combat experience. So I decided to cash in my chips. It's gonna be a war. Hard to say. The Brotherhood of Protectors have been promising war for decades, delivering nothing but cheap talk and threats. Maybe the church will find us better off. Who knows? You should join them while the pay is good. So where'd you come from? I spent the last 10 years protecting the mission. Only nobody ever told me what the hell I'm protecting it from. As far as I can tell, nobody wants it. So what's it like working for the Protectors? People are saying I'm all over. Some of them are wired to salute the flag. Doesn't really matter what's on it. And the wrong people always rise to the top like a turd in a bucket. Most folks believe in the mission because they've been eyeballs deep in it since the day they were born. They don't know any different. And they don't want to know any different. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go. Not be here anymore. Still haven't found Abraham. Where the hell's Abraham? I'm gonna have to Google this one. Where's this guy? Oh. Okay. That makes sense. We have to do another quest to gain access to do another quest to gain access to another quest. So, preacher won't be a problem anymore. Thank you, brother. Alright. Hey, it's Abraham. So, this is the... Oh my god, look at his throne. Look at his throne. Chaplain General Abraham Davis sits unmoving, gazing at you with half-lidded eyes. Why are you here? Something because of your faith and devotion to the Lord. I need to know your mind before I decide if you're right for the task. I say unto you, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than 99 righteous people who have no need of repentance. Trust me, I will rejoice as well. There's nothing remotely like joy in his reply. What do you want? When the great deceiver split us apart, he rejoiced and compelled men to fight each other for his amusement. As Gog and Magog wasted the resources in conflict, the church has grown strong. Now the true light of faith shines again. The great deceiver realized his error. Understanding a greater threat looms, he wants Gog and Magog to set aside hostilities. Are you suggesting they want peace now? They don't want anything, as you mean it, for they're nothing but puppets of the great deceiver. He commands them to fight man against man, and so they fight. And when he commands them to extinguish the true faith, they'll do that. Fortunately, the wheels of the great deceiver's machine turned slowly. Sending Mathan to meet his master was a strong counterstroke. Let me see if I understand you correctly. The church has grown strong while the Brotherhood and Protectors fought each other, but if they band together, the church will not survive. So you must do whatever it takes to keep the strife and mistrust going. Okay. Father Nico is requesting aid. People still addressing him as father. He's no more than a common thug who happened to read the Bible. He came to me on his knees. He was truly repentant. I would absolve his sins. But I do not provide aid to bandits. What about those who follow him? The church welcomes all. If they come here, they won't be turned away. Okay, sorry. The church said no, unless you came here. Oh my god, look at his goddamn throne room. Look at this thing. I'm kind of disgusted. Nope, strike that. I'm definitely disgusted. I'm gonna go. Okay. Still can't go back to the... So there's the habitat up here, looks like. There's the shuttle bay. Okay. Well, time to go approach the Protectors. This is... fine. I guess we want to go here, don't we? I was going to pick the church because it was the least bad, or the Brotherhood because they were also the least bad. The only one I would have never picked is the one we are currently picking. You know, the Brotherhood of Nod up here. Look, I like playing as Nod as well, but, like, when you're playing as Nod in CNC, you're playing as the bad guys. Like, you kind of know what you're getting into when you play as the Brotherhood of Nod.
Duty, honor, sacrifice. What do these words mean of you? Honor is how we stay true to ourselves. There is no greater moral compass than that. Right and wrong may be shuffled like cards. Laws change on a whim, but not honor. Honor is an external true north, guiding us to moral excellence.
He's our shield against mutiny and discord, against a shield no less black than the void without... Duty cannot exist without honor. Duty, the hologram reverently intones, flooding you with subliminal fervor. Cannot exist without honor, for it's honor which gives duty meaning. The mutineer wish only for you to do their bidding and call it duty. The fanatics declare your duties to God, but God makes demands on your time. The self-righteous zealots do. Only what you know to be true, to drive to act that can only be described as honorable, shall transcend your mundane needs and wants to become your sacred duty. How did we survive the horrors of the mutiny? What gave us the strength to hold back, to strike back when all seemed lost? Duty and honor. Now become to sacrifice. The disembodied voice has become grave, the broadcast resonating deep within you. As honor drives you to act and perform your sacred duty, duty requires you to sacrifice for the sake of others, for the good of the mission. Our forefathers sacrificed much when they left Earth for our great mission, undertaken willingly, demanded it. Generations of your ancestors sacrificed still more, all for the good of the mission. And now you stand before me. Will you honor those who came before you and fulfill your sacred duty, no matter the cost? Apparently, yes. Looming high above every other structure, the Protector's Citadel is ever watchful against the enemies howling outside the walls and those whispering within. The agents of order take their self-imposed duty and furtherance and ultimate success of the original mission very seriously. Theirs is a purely militaristic society whose purpose from its very inception has been preparing for war. They've been busy. When it comes to blows, the Brotherhood wonder what hit them. What makes you think so? Brotherhood ain't what the Mutineers used to be. By the looks of it, the Protectors are much harder than the ship authority ever was. Think they'll attack? They'd want to settle it before the ship arrives. It's their only chance. So here's the Brotherhood of Nod Camp. Oh my god, look at this place. Look at this place! Jesus. They also have mechs, by the way. Sorry, that's actually what I meant, Colgrim. I don't know why I called them mechs. Mechanical enemies? I don't know. Okay, nice. Nice place. They have security fences and concrete walls and like either electrical or traditional wire going over the top there. ID, please. What ID? Identification document started by the Office of Citizen Rights. Where can I get one of those? And it completes a 5-year term in the service of the Protector at London First Citizenship. Is there a way for a non-citizen to get inside? After what happens with Matheson, I think it's going to be a very long time before non-citizen. What happened to him? What happened to any other traitor? The firing squad. Brotherhood got their claws into him, if you can believe it. Commander himself. Everyone responsible will be purged, but how could it have happened in the first place? How do you know Matheson was turned? The executive committee made the announcement the day after he disappeared. Now everyone's looking for the Brotherhood spy he was collaborating with. Well, everyone not currently in interrogation. We'll get that low-down son of a gun sooner or later. That's a promise. I can help with that. Well, you? Maybe something you can do again? Well, I don't wear a protective uniform. I call it a plus. Make a strong point, citizen. Listen, you can find that spy, you get a pass. You can put in a good word, see if you get your papers expedited. That work for you? Sounds fair to me. Who am I working for? Name's John Buford. Officer Buford to you. About that spy, we know he's still in the vicinity, which means he's gone way down. He's not a complete idiot. He'll try to get out, but our scanners have the usual routes covered. Discover who's smuggling people in and out. Look at our man. What can you tell me about him? Name? Anything? I'm beside the duty gate. How much intel do you think I get out here? All I want to tell you is if you want inside, get that miserable traitor. Okay. Cool. Pressing. Yeah, can't even get in to continue the MSQ. The mission above all. You must remember that the mission is bigger than you and me, and generations already sacrificed. It cannot fail, as long as the ship arrives. The mission is never about making it to Proxima. What? But about establishing a proper foothold. Would it matter if we reached there after all these centuries, but the future colony withers and dies? No! We must take control of the ship, repair the damage caused by the mutiny. Why would the future colony fail? United we stand, divided we fall. We all know it to be true, yet we keep making the same mistakes over and over. So we need to unite under the Protector banner. Under the banner of our forefathers, the great planners of old Earth. Who among the shipborn can claim to know better? Okay. Buford sent me on a mission of great importance. Okay. What do you think of the music here? It's very Zerg, isn't it? I mean, Dishonored 2 is an extremely depressing setting. Technically doomed, actually. If you pay attention to the greater lore, the whole world is literally sliding into non-existence, so they're all dead. Just like Disco Elysium, actually. Small group of local residents stand lined up in 3 precise rows, their eyes fixed to the drill instructor. If the war comes here, we'll be ready. What's going on here? Civil defense training. Every worker must know how to fight. In the events of war, each building must become a fort, its residents a fighting unit. What war? Mutineers. You don't think they've given up, do you? It's been a century. It's every man's duty to defend his home, is it not? Or do you think that someone else will do it for you? A maintenance tech is fixing magnetic lock. You can stand, you might as well help me. Alright, sure. Maybe give some pointers next time we won't have to call you. 300 credits, sure. I want to be even better at lockpicking. So what's it like living here? There's no better place on the ship. All good people, true to the mission. None of those Brotherhood sheep bleating about freedoms. No Bible thumpers, either. So what do you have against freedom? You know what I mean. The protectors provide all the freedom a person needs. Finish your shift, you do whatever the hell you want. Within the rules, of course. Our forces keep us safe. What the Brotherhood calls freedom is pure anarchy and chaos. That's fine for their kind, I guess. We don't want none of it around here, do we? Have you ever visited Brotherhood territory or spoken with them? Why on old Earth would I want to do that? How would I explain such a transgression to the authorities? Unhealthy interests and fixations are frowned upon. How do I stay clear of unhealthy interests? Do the protectors keep a list of banned activities? See, you can't tell right from wrong. Everyone knows the Brotherhood's the enemy. Why would you be traveling in enemy territory? There's no need to make it complicated. Just ask yourself what the Founding Fathers would do. Will they observe the tenets of the mission at all times? Or sit around shooting the crap with our mortal enemies who want to sabotage everything they worked for? Yeah, our lockpick is 9.5. Sneak is almost 10. Persuasion's up to 8. Computers is at 8. Electronics is at 8. Steel is only 7, but we started late on that. Oh, I'm sorry, Evo. I am sorry. I'll be dealing with that about a week from yesterday. Remember, you guys picked these people. This is your choice, not mine. I absolve myself of this. Authorized personnel only. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm mostly poking fun. There's no good options here. Like, nothing good is happening here. We all know this. I would be shocked if any of the endings in this game are even considered positive. You stop at one of the Protector's checkpoints, and officers questioning locals while a pair of soldiers indifferently rifle through their personal belongings. This is a daily routine that everyone gave up complaining about a long time ago. Next. Gaskins, Roy. Maintenance engineer. Sea level, night shift, returning from work. How long you been at sea level, Roy? 6 years, maybe 7. Something about the question is making Roy Gaskins nervous. He looks like he's trying to shrink into the cytoscope. 6 years, yet the mission's sea level articles stipulate specialists at your level expect to master their duties and advance to the next grade after 5 years, which by your own admission you failed to do. In other words, you failed the mission. I mean, I'd do it, Croatia. I actually remember that sequence, too. Okay, so hold up. I need to read this out loud again, because I know a lot of you aren't really paying attention to me here. No, Colgrim. I didn't choose, remember? You guys chose. So, 6 years you've been in sea level, yet the mission's sea level articles stipulate that specialists at your level are expected to master their duties and advance to the next rank after 5 years, which by your own admission you failed to do. In other words, you failed the mission. He says the last part quietly, as if to himself, but the soldiers freeze in place, and every word of idle chatter comes to an immediate halt. Ask Dougherty, he bleats out, instantly defensive. He's the one who made the call. He held me back twice already. Are you filing a formal complaint against Senior Engineer William Dougherty, whose loyalty to the mission and his ideals is, incidentally, widely considered beyond reproach? Now fully alert, the officer rattles off his run-on question in one breath, as if he'd been waiting for this opportunity for a month. I didn't mean, I had a long shift. I just misspoke, is all. The sea-level engineer finishes lamely, glancing at his fellow citizens, all of whom direct their gazes elsewhere. As quickly as the officer's aggression sprang up, he relents. Always seek fault in oneself first, he declares, undoubtedly quoting a snippet of dogma from some long-dead leader. The man nods and scurries past the checkpoint, careful to keep his head down. Next! He's well pleased with himself, but his smile vanishes when he sees you. I need a second. Hang on. Is there an option to nuke the... Tell me, spoil this. Is there an option to just blow up the ship, Croatia? Because I'm leaning that way. Just take all of these people and... You know what? The locals on the planet we're going to deserve better than us. I'm Runner, running an errand for Officer Buford. Right, I can sort that one out for you. Come with me. Leaving one of the underlings to man the post, he leads you to what looks like a detention center. Judging from the decorations and ambiance, this isn't a place for detainees. It's a highly efficient confession factory. What do we have here? I caught a Brotherhood spy, sir. This idiot thought we'd breeze right through our checkpoint. We're too vigilant for that. What the mission demands we provide. I'm not a spy. That's what they all say. Oh, I get it now. Buford sends me on some wild goose chase, knowing that I won't get past the first checkpoint, then blames you for his failure to deliver and feeds you into a biorecycler. Buford, everything I'm dead from. Look, you want me to smooth things over between you, just say the word. You don't want him on an enemy, trust me on that. My apologies, you can go. Thanks. Guys, are you sure you want to go with this group? I mean, they're all terrible. Terrible people. So I guess it's kind of a wash, really. Yeah, you voted. It's lost your way. I'm looking for a friend of mine. New arrival. Easy to spot. and our job to keep track of folks coming and going. They drop down the bodies, we feed them to the recycler. Bodies? Yeah, enemies of the mission and whatnot. They eat our food and breathe our air while plotting our demise. Well, I ain't gonna make the same mistake twice, that's for sure. What mistake is that, old-timer? We should have fed all them mutineers into recyclers before they had a chance to cause all this. Probably would have been to Proxima by now, tending our crops. The old man nods. The other looks at you intently. This friend of yours, what did you say his name was? He isn't exactly a friend, but he's in trouble and needs my help. I don't even tell him the truth. Do I look like secret police? I'm here to get him out. The sooner I do, the better. What do you think is going to happen if they get to him first? He's in the storage room, not far from here. Thanks. Peace. Yep, we went from -10 to -9 on the morality scale. Yes! Progress! Things are better. By certain definitions of the word. You've been asking for me. Yeah, what happened between you and Matheson? We thought it was time to bury the hatchet between the Parishes and the Brotherhood. The executive committee buried him instead. Did you expect me to believe that the commander of the Protector's military wanted to negotiate with the enemy? I don't care what you believe. If you don't like the truth, you can always go back to the propaganda broadcasts. So the executive council said he was working for the Brotherhood. They admit that Matheson wanted peace. People would start asking questions. No one in authority likes to ask questions. It's a good point, and don't ask me any questions about it. Nah. Okay. If the executive council is that powerful, why would he risk his life talking to the Brotherhood? You'd have to ask him that. I'm just a messenger, not a confidant. Now let me ask you something. You here to kill me or help me escape? What act? What? Oh, right. No questions, Your Honor. Which faction will lead the ship to falling apart the fastest? Probably the thugs, honestly. Like, everyone just do whatever you want. Woo! Tortuga! And then everyone has a big old time, and then it's over. Let's get you home. Well, 3, actually, Trihexia. The only way to cross over without triggering the sensors is via maintenance. That route's wide open, but heavily guarded. We could fight them, but it'd be a lot safer if we could slip past. Yeah, I don't want to fight anybody. My combat stats are terrible. There's what we have to get through right there. Ooh, okay, I can work with that. That's easy enough. I got this. Whoops, I should probably open the door. Mind game. Yeah, Warhammer 40k is not a setting I have a tremendous amount of interest in. Built-in card reader. Damn, okay. Oh man, I can't wait to have everyone hate me for my opinions on Ratchet & Clank. It's gonna be great. 5 is the first job systems one. In fact. I'm just gonna steal his card. Thank you. I love being a thief. Sneak. Oh, damn it, Lord Harrimont. Honestly, I actually remember the game reasonably fondly on the gameplay axis. It's the story that kind of fell apart for me. So we have computer. Tag the nearby guards as enemy combatants. Aww. The turret will monitor them, but it won't engage until they attack any law-abiding citizen, namely you. Alright, hang on. Save. Alright, Evans. Do me proud. I mean, even if people hadn't voted for it, I would be interested in reviewing Ratchet and Clank 1 for the historical significance of it. Wow, those turrets! They, wow, okay. I'm just gonna let the turrets sort this out, I think. Or get killed trying to move into safety. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's just get out of the fog. Holy crap, these guys are murdering my face off. Makes sense. Think about it. Come on, turrets, carry me to victory. More or less literally. Okay. It's okay, I've got a 50% chance to hit. Yeah! Aw. I'm dead. just dead. Just dead. You two just chill back there. We're just farming death. There we go. That guy's dead. Remember, we're joining these people, by the way. I just want to add to the amusement of this whole situation. I have never rickrolled anyone. I'm pretty sure many people have tried to rickroll me over the years. And we're good! You risked your life to save mine. I won't forget it. I don't have anything to give you except this. Mathis' last message addressed to Silas Arise. I didn't have a chance to decrypt it, but I bet it's worth a lot to both Rise and the Counts. Okay, so that worked out well. Certain definitions of the word. That might be our first straight upgrade from the pipe training. Yeah, I think I will actually go for that. As for me, I might have a new SMG. Oh, no, never mind. That's terrible. Ugh. That's really good armor, but man, that armor handling is awful. Yep, he can afford that. Go ahead and put those on Jed. The Frankenstein gas mask replaces goggles, but it does give 50 thermal. Actually better than what he has right now, so yeah, go ahead and put that on. There we go. No, I know, Colgrim, but like, I'm already down to 1. And that's why I'm trying not to get any further armor handling penalties on me. She's at -12, so that's whatever. So now I feel like I have another choice here. I could turn in this intel to get into the Protectors to join the Nazis, or not do that. I think I have to do that. I think that's the only way to join the Nazis. Alright. Let's go sell everyone out. Let's go be evil. Oh, I should probably heal, too. Yeah, see, I'm well up here. What is my, still alive? Aw, it didn't count. I didn't actually get a still alive 2 for that. Whatever. Your spy is dead. Good enough for me. Just don't expect a reward without praising the body. So, okay, day, cargo route. The new commander wants to talk to you. Newly promoted Commander Silas Reyes is hunched down deep in his work, as if the weight of the entire ship rested on him. Spy's dead. He asks dully without raising his head. There's just another problem to cross off the list, another victory to report to the committee. Yes, Commander. You say anything? I like option 3. Option 1 is he didn't have a chance to say anything. Option 2 is the usual lies you'd expect from Brotherhood scum. He claimed that Commander Matheson wanted peace with the enemy. Option 3. He told me Matheson was trying to negotiate peace with the Brotherhood, and the Executive Committee killed him for it. He also said they'd kill you too when you failed to deliver a military victory, but I guess you already know that. Ah, screw it. I'm gonna go with option 3. Seems like you had a nice long chat. Too bad there's no proof. There's the data drive. It's harder to miss the truth when it's proof is taken face. If I were to pursue peace, they would have me executed, he admits reluctantly. If I fail to win the war that can't be won, they'll have me executed. Frankly, I don't have a lot of options. What do they want? Ever since the ship authority was overthrown, every commander's been tasked with putting down the mutiny. It's been 100 years. Yet that's the oath Matheson and I took, along with his doomed command. Before Matheson was caught, there was kind of an unspoken understanding with the committee, but that's over now. They're going to insist that the war we've been hungering for the past 100 years. No excuses. The war you can't win. Maybe we can, who knows? Maybe the committee knows something I don't. Maybe the Brotherhood's easy with it. And if it isn't... Hang on, how are the members of the Executive Committee appointed? They're born into it? They're a monarchy. They're a hereditary monarchy. In charge of a military junta. Each committee member is a direct descendant of the original bridge officers, the mission personified. Who did they screw to have babies? Each other? The lofty perch they occupy is so far above reproach, any failure must fall on the commander, and failure at this level is no different than treason. But if you control the military, can't I simply seize power? They've been at this game for a long time and executed more capable commanders than me. If I try to move against them, they'd give the order before I even got up from this chair. So, what are you going to do? For now, I'll buy some time, and we'll see. My men are already being watched. Half of them are probably reporting to the committee. Not you. I'm shocked at finding someone who's even approaching reasonable amongst these people. I'll be real. What do you want me to do? Talk to Bill Hansen, Brotherhood Chief. Find out what Matheson was after. If anybody stops you, you're gathering intel of the spy network. Yeah, actually, one other thing. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have a life support machine. Perfect timing. The Executive Council demands action and daily progress. This will get me off my back. How can you soon you can arrange a demonstration? Well... You know how many Doomsday machines I've seen over the years? I've lost count. None of them worked. Trust me, it'll work. I trust no one, but since you've already proven yourself to us, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Cobra, you want to do assignment? Take him to see the monks. They say the machine doesn't work. I'll find you something better to do. If the machine does work, you'll need all the help you can get and then some. Trust me on that. A woman is reclining lazily into a lump of a sofa, a squarish bottle of amber liquid in front of her. The label reads The Last Stand. It's the Protectorate's own brand of whiskey. I have to admit, this isn't what I imagined when I was promised a new command. Who are you? Your new best friend, Kobe Ray Alden, but you can call me Cobra. I'm sure you're as excited as I am, so let's go fetch that Wonder Machine. How are you going to help me? You got this ass backwards. You promised Silas a machine that's going to win 100 years' war. Now you're going to deliver on that promise or fall down and die on the way. My job is to hurry you along to one of those resolutions. You don't believe me? Maybe you're selling a fairy tale or maybe it's a grift, but whatever the game is, I'll do my part. If your machine is real, we'll drag it back here and stomp the Brotherhood for good. So, this is personal. I was born under that flag, you know, freedom, etc. Fought for them, too. Put my own skin in the line. But all good things come to an end. I had to switch sides in a hurry, and fortunately, a few people got in the way. They'd kill me if they could. If I have to return the favor, so be it. Okay, what do you want to do now? Okay. Well, I just signed. My bond with Evans grows weaker. My bond with Faith grows stronger. My bond with Jed goes weaker. Why did you sign with the Protectors? Because my chat voted for it. Isn't an option for some reason. And yes, Colgrim. Would you rather make a deal with the Brotherhood of the Church? Probably the best way to look at it. Choosing between bad and worse is never easy, especially when you don't know which one's which. We needed their help, and then we might need it in the future. You made the right call. No, I didn't. You guys did! It'll be too late by then. Don't say I didn't warn you. Yeah, you notice the guy who likes this the least is Evans, the only person on my team who can actually do any damage in a fight. So, that sucks. I'm probably going to lose Evans as a result of all this. That would be really funny, getting Scout. That was actually not. Okay, so I'm looking for an elevator. Where the hell am I? Okay, I see where I am. There's only one thing we need to do. For the mission!